You are now listening to Nerd Rage Radio with Bobby Skullface and Adam Russman. This podcast is intended for mature audiences only and may not fit with your sensitive sensibilities. You may be a victim of meaningless outrage, or you may, in fact, be a big ninny pants. If this is the case, please feel free to turn it off now. This is no country for ninny McNinny pants. So crack open the Mountain Dew. Make sure the cheese doodles are super fresh. We're in your mother's basement. It's Nerd Rage Radio.
That's a good kind of coffee.
Replacing Spiegel?
And wait.
That's for Smeagol. That's for you, Smee.
Episode 151 of Nerd Rage Radio. Smeagolus this episode. The whole episode.
Yeah.
How you feeling, man?
I'm okay.
You doing all right?
Yeah, I like like it's that the empty love seat is a bummer.
Yeah.
Little stuff like that, but I'm happy that the kids are cool. Like they're good to go.
I feel like I'm more sad than they are.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Joe.
That's
because you're muted.
I'm happy that they're good to
We
go.
were playing Mute the Minority.
MTM. I'm happy. I'm ready to move on with the next chapter of my life, but I miss him.
Yeah,
He was like, if nobody was here, it was, he would come in the office and just lay down on the floor. Just
Yeah.
be in it, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was thinking that way when you were doing videos.
Yeah.
It happens. So I saw you guys did a little recording. So what can we expect at the end of this episode?
No. It's for the bonus.
Oh, did you already process it?
It's sitting on the thing. I haven't uploaded it yet.
Oh, but okay. Because I saw it here.
Yeah, it should be. It's right there.
All right, good to go. We'll disregard.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up as soon as we're
I didn't
done.
erase it. It's underneath of this one right now that we recorded.
Yeah, it's we did what's the name of it? It's a
Gundam movie. Gundam 0080. War in the Pocket.
War in the Pocket. War in the Pocket.
War in the Pocket. Is this the one about the comic book that's like Gundam in like the comic book or something?
No.
Isn't it like
This is the main line. This main universe Gundam.
There's like a universe where like they're video games or something, right?
That's Build Fighters and Build Divers. That's different.
But it was like I thought it was kind of what I expected it to be until the last 15 minutes, and then I was like, not the way I envisioned that going.
How so?
We did a whole thing on it, but it just real quick. Basically, the main character, the decisions that the main character makes, cost the life of his kind of older brother, father figure, and his neighbor, who he kind of has a low key crush on. Not her life, but her.
She's horribly disfigured.
Her health. No, she's beat up a little bit, but
okay.
could have all been avoided had he not intervened. Like
one of those options.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
All right.
It was not what I expected.
So did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed the process. Yeah, I wouldn't never watch it again. I told him like that it's very long and it's very slow. But it was on its way to a very low score for me. But the last 15 minutes, put it in 7 out of 10 category.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you can learn, acquire a taste for that? If you get more of that type of thing?
I think you could.
I think it used
Oh,
to.
no, not general people.
I think
you.
Oh,
you
me.
Specifically.
I don't know. I think I could acquire maybe a greater appreciation. Because, I already kind of appreciate it. But
from afar, though.
Yeah, I think I could.
I appreciate it. I put it over there on that shelf, and I'm gonna step back.
I think I could acquire an intimate
right
appreciation.
Okay,
but
fair enough.
I'm not sure if I'd ever find anything that I'm like, man, I'll run that back. Let's just watch it again. Do you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I'm not sure if everything would hit like that for me because I just think it's the storytelling, cultural differences and stuff where it's just like it's hard, it just doesn't resonate with me.
Gotcha. Joe, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. That's
Gotcha.
why like I said, we're doing, every other movie.
Okay.
It's basically going to be 99% anime, just because it's the only time he'll ever get anime.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to do Gurren Lagann?
No, I'm going to stick with movies, because, series are too long. I don't want to put him through that.
Gotcha.
Caravan of Courage is next.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The kids watched the Gundam with us, too.
Did they enjoy it?
Yeah, Selena was even, at the end of it. Selena was just about ready to call it quits too. Like she was ready to walk out, and then we said this is the last episode, and then it turns out it was the second to last episode. She was like, "Brr."
So it was a series?
Is it serious?
No, it's a series.
Yes, it's a mini-series, I guess. It's 6 episodes, but afterwards was cut into a movie, which is how I watched it.
Gotcha.
It seemed to move faster when it's in a movie format.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But Jana watched it. I mean, Selena was like, "That was sad," afterwards. So I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. I guess.
So she was paying attention.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm happy to have seen it. Like I say in the Patreon, like I'm just happy to have like a little bit of knowledge under my belt of that franchise.
Gotcha. All right, for Nerd Weeks, Joe, let's start with you. How was your Nerd Week?
Today is the first day I have off since the last time we talked.
Is that right?
Yep. I'm up to episode 750 of One Piece. Only another 200 more episodes to
3,000 to go.
They're at like 9 something right now. I mean, it's still ongoing.
But how often do the episodes come out?
I don't know. I haven't caught up to have to worry about it.
Yeah,
I'm only going to go up to 908 right now because that's the last full arc that's been finished. I hate... Man, I just don't have.
You hate a second arc.
No. I hate to be in the middle of shit anymore. I hate to wait a week to watch the next episode. I want shit to be all out, and then I'll consume it.
So, how long will it take you to watch 200 episodes?
I don't know, because we watched it at dinner. I mean, we've been moving at a fast pace. As far as I feel like we were at like 500 just like a few weeks ago. Maybe.
All right, so this is something that's going to happen here soon.
Yeah, within the next month.
Okay, cool.
I didn't say it last week, but I did bring Bobby 2 IKEA bags full of Transformers.
Yeah,
That's true.
I actually went through. I saw Ultra Magnus there.
You can take anything.
Ultra Magnus upgrade kit. I can't take anything, Joe.
Why?
It's got to be something very specific.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's just something I have to have a place for.
Oh, okay.
I can't take on random things that
Are you
I
still
don't really
farting
need.
over there?
Yeah, my stomach's ate up.
Did you drink a beer?
No, I tell you, it's that intermittent fasting.
Really?
Yeah, like it has turned me into a farty pants.
I don't know, bro.
Ever since I started, I mean, overnight.
Yeah, but
24
farting
hours.
isn't usually the.
It's usually the kind of food you eat.
Yeah,
that
it's
makes
the
you
food you
farty.
eat that makes you farty.
My diet, the things I'm eating hasn't really changed.
Maybe you got a bug or something.
I don't think. I mean, it just happened to start and just hasn't stopped.
Correlation.
Wait,
isn't
no.
Correlation isn't causation.
Dude.
It's not causation.
Dude,
either, though.
so you said
It's not a rule out.
It started this past week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is a spirit, Smeagol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think when.
Maybe Smeagol's ghost
He's
is
with you.
occupying your colon.
Could be. Could be. That's probably what it is. You guys are probably right.
Oh,
Are you still digging the intermittent fasting?
As I haven't been tracking my results. I'm gonna get on the scale tomorrow, see if what sort of effects it has had, if any.
Actually, I gotta clock mine in right now. That you're saying something about it.
But I don't find it hateful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do find myself looking at the clock sometimes, like only 3 hours left to eat. like not 3 hours left until I can eat, but only 3 hours left of
That you can
eating
eat.
time.
Oh, really? See,
find something.
I don't know if this would help, but it might not. That's why I have the app. I just stop eating whenever I'm ready to stop eating, and then I don't eat again for another 16 hours. But I don't usually eat past 8 hours either. You know what I mean? No. So like I might go 6 hours. I might go 9 hours. But once I stop eating, like once I'm like, oh, I'm good for the night. I don't eat again until 12 hours. I hit my
Yeah, me neither.
yeah.
Me neither.
So it's not you don't
Me
have a set time. It's always just
Yeah, it's not like
It's just like
it's not
sometimes
like
I'm like sitting there and I'm like for instance, I'll be like, fuck, only an hour left. I can probably get in 2 more glasses of wine if I hustle up. Or, stuff like that. Or like, I want to finish off this whole vitamin water because I'm really enjoying it, but I only have 3 minutes left. That's where I'm at. It's never usually food. It's usually beverage.
Gotcha.
So Chris has said you can have the Transformer. It's not a problem. She's glad to be rid of them in the closet, but she wants IKEA bags back. Not now, not anytime soon, but eventually. She's not using that shit, but she just wants it. She fucking collects bags.
All right.
So are you gonna give them away at NJCC?
Yeah, I'll probably take them at NJCC, see what I can get rid of. And
When is that?
Free
August 18th, 19th, somewhere around there.
When is Comic-Con?
End of September.
All right. Also, are we going to do this year the Renaissance Fair?
Oh, I don't know.
We haven't been in a while, bro.
Yeah.
Joe, are you down for funnel cakes and turkey legs?
I like funnel cakes and turkey legs, but I'm not period appropriate.
Come on now, Joe. You need to stop that silliness.
I'm not period.
You need to stop that silliness. You know what? I'm gonna call bullshit right here, because if I hadn't turned around and invited you, and you said to me, "Oh, I don't get an invitation," I said, "Well, Joe, you're not period appropriate." You've been mad as a motherfucker.
He wouldn't have been mad.
I know.
Mad as a motherfucker.
Because I've given that reason before. People have invited me to Renaissance.
You don't think there was ever any Asians?
I feel so out of place. Honestly, this is not the first time someone invited me to Renaissance
Have
Festival.
you ever heard of Marco Polo?
What about him?
Just fucking with you.
I love that pool game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like the Renaissance Fair?
No, I like. The funny thing is, like, it sounds awesome, like, medieval stuff.
It's okay. It's not that
jousting
awesome. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's stuff I would like.
Yeah.
But I definitely have not gone because I'm like in my head, like, I'm gonna be really out of place. I'm gonna feel whether whether someone looks at me funny is not the point. The point is I'm gonna feel out of place, and I don't want to go somewhere to be uncomfortable.
Why do you think it would feel out of place? It's just like a outside Comic-Con.
It's the same reason why I don't take my mask off in Deadpool.
No.
It is for me. I mean,
Have you been to one?
I've seen pictures of them.
Yeah. I don't think you have a clear concept of what it is.
Yeah.
It's like a fair.
Yeah.
Like there's all sorts of ethnic minorities and people of all walks of life and faiths and all that sort of stuff. They're enjoying the festivities. No one's saying like, dude, were you part of the Renaissance? Because otherwise,
it's not it's not even in the Renaissance period.
Okay, like I said,
it's mainly a Dark Ages festival.
It's more
they just call it the Renaissance.
It's like a fantasy thing. There's like fairies and dragons and
Well,
dude,
all the
you can
pictures
wear
I've ever seen is always
dude. Sometimes people are dressed up like Doctor Who there.
Sometimes I think it's just it's an excuse for some men that take their Irish heritage a little too seriously to wear a kilt.
Or leggings.
Okay.
Or leggings. And Joe, you look so good in some leggings, bro.
I do.
Yeah. Maybe you do. But I don't.
You see me in tights.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think that you have I don't think you have a good concept of what it is.
Maybe not, because maybe the pictures are misleading. Because I always just see, usually
it's in Anne Arundel County.
Yeah, large group of white people can be scary. I'll give you that.
Like I said, it's not me worrying about other people judging me. It's a me judging me thing.
No, because it's not like a reenactment.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it was more along those lines, kind of.
No.
In the
like, I go to medieval times,
It's the same thing.
That's fine with me.
Hey, in the sultry words of Seal, don't be so hard on yourself. All right.
I'm super critical of myself.
I know it's not necessary.
We got SDCC coming up this weekend.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Are you excited right now about that?
I am.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm really excited for I get excited about the reveals, like the toy reveals and all that kind of stuff, like the collectibles. Like I'm not so much excited about the Aquaman trailer. Like I'll take it, but I don't think there's any. There's no trailers I'm looking forward to.
I'm not really excited about anything.
It's just the collectibles.
Tell you the truth.
The collectibles I get excited about.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I have been doing is been taking a little time to play my piano. That's it.
The Star Wars shit is rocking.
Yeah. For a second, I thought you were going to say something else.
What? What do you?
I thought you were saying play with my penis.
I don't have to take a little time for that. I take a lot of time for that every day. I just haven't in a few months, and then just got the itch again.
To play with the penis?
To play with piano. Because I'm in townhouse, and like sometimes I get home late, so I've never gotten complaints from the neighbors, but just to be considerate,
Yeah, I hear you.
Because I can't hear anything from anyone next door.
You're probably fine.
You're like the MVP of today's podcast. I'll let you know. You have like 2 questions, I think, aimed specifically just for our special little guy.
Weird.
You play beautifully too, Joe.
You do play beautifully.
Mm-hmm. We should just do a podcast.
I would just say thank you.
We should just do a podcast episode where you just play the piano for hours.
It's not.
I can bring my daughter's keyboard and plug it in. Right
Dude,
there.
you should show your daughter. But
I did show them.
Oh,
Yeah, the Star Wars.
yeah.
Yeah, they've been to your house. I played on your piano.
Yeah.
So I think they've seen you play. They've seen you play Beethoven as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's it. That's it for your nerd week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna pull Greg for Mercy later, I'm sure, and jump in with something.
Cringer. Dude, Robert D gives such a hard time. That shit is so fucking funny to me.
What's that?
Because like Greg is constantly like the cats are like walking over his phone or his
And
cords,
it gets muted,
or it gets
and-
muted.
Did he ever get a headset?
It's always something.
He ever get a headset?
No, he got a mic and a mixer, and then like the very next week his computer broke, and I still don't think he's gotten it back yet. But
That was
Y'all even
that was like
answered
a
the
ye-
question for him this week.
That was like a year ago.
last year,
You're like, this would have been your answer, right, Greg?
yeah,
That about a masterpiece?
yeah, and like so anyway, like
How does he feel about those make toys that are really nice? There's like
They're not masterpiece.
does he?
Yep.
But they're not masterpiece.
Nope, not unless it says so on the
they're
box.
masterpiece scaled.
Okay, so now it's changed.
No, for him it's always been
No,
the same.
for
Oh,
him.
I thought it was.
No, they're masterpiece scaled, but they're not masterpieces because masterpiece is a brand.
Oh.
Anyway, but he always comes in and he's like, I'm sorry guys, I just my Cringer was. He always gives an explanation. I always tell him like, nobody, relax, nobody, we're good, we got it. But every time like he like cuts out on mute or something, or if like he's like just doesn't hear us ask him a question, like Robert like instantly jumps in and be like, Cringer, like
Is this cat's really named Cringer?
yeah. Cringer, Zoe, I forget all his pets' names. But I know those are two.
What was the purple cat name?
Panther.
Panther? Oh, is it?
Panthera was Thundercats. Panther was He-Man, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Somebody's going to correct us.
so. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't really care right now.
At Adam.
No. A.T. Adam.
Nice. ATADAM.
Yeah, that's right. At art. Anyway, continue.
Let's see. I've still been reading the Invincible Iron Man.
How's it?
It's taken a turn for
the
the
worse?
slight more mediocre. Not bad, just kind of fine. It started off strong, all the Madame Mask stuff, but now they've kind of got into this like stuff with Rhodey and ninjas and Spider-Man and
ninjas.
yeah.
Especially
It's
when the
just,
turtles.
and then like some of the storytelling is out of order. It's gotten a little weird, but it's fine. I watched a documentary on the Children of God, which was a cult.
I like it already.
Man. Is that on Netflix?
No, it's on HBO.
Oh, God damn it. Do
Yeah,
you
I
get
gotta
your
put on
HBO login?
I don't have one. I have somebody else's.
I was like,
Hey, let me get that.
You need to find somebody. Sorry, man.
You can't share it more than
you
one
can't-
way?
It's not mine to share.
Oh, okay.
I still haven't finished. Well, I got to this episode 6 of Wild Wild Country.
Uh-huh.
I'm still kind of on the cult side.
Joe, I got a feeling you're going to be on the
like-
cold side the whole time.
Okay, because I'm like, if you didn't bother these people, they would have been fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, the this cult super fucked up.
Oh,
No,
I like those kinds. Everyone's fucking everyone.
No,
the
yes,
The headmaster's fucking everyone.
yes, but curb your enthusiasm because it's not good.
The cult or the documentary?
The fucking like it's kids involved. And all
Oh my God.
yeah, it's fucked up. But so it's basically it was a Christian cult, and
Aren't most of them some kind of Christian?
I think a lot of the more recent, more popular ones are.
Mm-hmm.
But this one definitely is. And one of the activities that the women take a part in was called like faith fishing or fish flirting or flirt fishing. Fish flirting or flirt fishing. It's one of the two. Where they basically like pull a Jehovah's Witness and go like door to door and like fuck your brains out and try to make you join the cult.
Really?
And like they would have like propaganda art for it where it'd be like a woman like riding this dude like in bed and the dude's like screaming out like amen and like Jesus like overlooking the whole thing. Like,
Dude.
That's good marketing.
it's solid marketing.
Where do I sign up?
Most of the children are raised by nannies. Most of the nannies end up breaking in the children sexually.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Yep.
Never mind. I withdraw.
Yeah, it seems like a real fucking shit show. But they changed their name because of their bad press. They changed their name to The Family, but I think they're still active.
Oh, how? Wouldn't you get legally in legal trouble for that shit?
I don't know if they've been able to prove any of like the kid sex stuff. So like a lot of they do a lot of weird shit. Like they sleep naked with their kids and all that kind of stuff.
That's weird.
It is weird. And like kids are like breastfeeding and you know what I mean? Like
Old as
like
well.
playing video games one day, like breastfeeding for for a snack. So there's a lot of like and then like this guy that did the documentary, he was in it. and he interviews his brothers and all them. Like, they had a shitty fucking time, right? But then he interviews some other people that had a super shitty time. But then he interviews some other people that are like, yeah, I never had any of those experiences. Like mine was, it was all about, it was hippy dippy and love and all that kind of stuff and happiness. Like I chose to move on in my life. It wasn't the life that I wanted to lead, but it was a good childhood, So
well, we'll finish that. I want to piggyback on something on that. I was listening to, I think Peterson. They were talking about, forced monogamy, like cultures that make, that
which is a terrible term because that's not what it means.
Yeah, it doesn't mean like I'm going to force you to marry somebody.
It's just like,
what it means is culturally, it's
a cultural norm.
It's the established cultural norm is to be monogamous and to raise your children. But we do force people to pay for their children in our culture. You know what I mean? Like, you have a kid, you're going to pay child support, you get in jail. Anyway, he was saying that most polyamorous or polygamous cultures do become violent. I guess everybody gets fucking everybody, and if jealousy gets in there, and that's when it goes awry. It's interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But so that was basically it for the documentary. I watched a great fucking movie called Out of the Furnace. Christian Bale, Willem Dafoe, Forrest Whitaker, Casey Affleck.
Wow.
Fucking fantastic.
What's it about?
It's about a furnace.
Yeah,
they were trapped in it, and it's slowly turning the heat up, and they're trying to get out of the furnace before they burn to death.
Metaphorically speaking, he's not too far off. It's about these two brothers raised in like rural Pennsylvania.
Oh, they're like robbing banks, right?
Nope.
No, never mind.
Nope.
The older brother like works in the mill that his father worked in.
Okay.
The younger brother went to Iraq, came back, he ain't right. And he got involved in like this bare knuckle boxing circuit. He wanted to go to Jersey where these other hillbillies are to get into like their circuit. Willem Dafoe was like the connect between the two, but Willem Dafoe owed Woody Harrelson, who's the Jersey hillbilly, does a fucking outstanding job.
Okay.
Born to play this role. My favorite Woody Harrelson role to date.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
He is like an old shoe. Like that, I feel like this is who that dude would have been had Hollywood not stumbled across them. But yeah, he's like a real fucking son of a bitch.
Somebody ringing?
Yeah. Oh, it's Robert.
Perfect.
Robert,
Just talking about you.
Reached me, but I'm not available at the moment.
you're live on Nerve Rage.
Holy moly!
You send me my $200.
Lotto now.
Did you have something important, or are you just calling to fuck with me?
Well, nah, not fucking with you right now. You lucked out there. I was just calling to you last night. What part of Nerd Rage are you up to right now?
We're Nerd Weeks. We're Nerd Weeks.
Good. Have either of you or either of you? Hi, Adam.
Hello.
He can't hear me.
Yeah, he can hear you.
Is Joe there?
Yep, Joe's here.
What up?
Oh, hey, Joe. How you doing, buddy? Still got those hairy shins? I would recommend, highly recommend, a soft high recommend, the Comedy Central roast of Justin Bieber.
Okay.
You have, on the panel, you have Kevin Hart hosted, and besides the B-list comedians who they have on, they also have Shaquille O'Neal, Ludacris, Snoop Dogg, and Martha Stewart.
Sounds like a train wreck.
Martha Stewart is freaking hardcore. Oh my god.
She did time.
I highly recommend you take that, give that a watch.
Copy that.
That's about it.
All right, buddy. I'll give you a call when we're done here.
Just one more thing.
Yeah. That's what he does.
Hangs up on you.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta ask you a question. Yeah, this is his thing. It's his
Don't
thing.
like that shit. Very rude, Robert.
Yeah. Now that
You're
I've
giving lawyers a bad name.
now that I've been completely derailed.
I'll probably drop his phone while he's chasing that ambulance.
So yeah, probably. So anyway, they they get into this beef with this fucking New Jersey hillbilly, and kind of the drama ensues from there.
All right, you said Christian Bale, Casey Affleck. Weren't they already in like a boxing movie of some sort?
Was that The Warrior or whatever?
Something like that.
Because like Wahlberg put out, like, you know how Hollywood always does this shit. because like ideas start circulating
Yeah.
in Tinseltown,
Yeah,
and everybody
yeah,
starts
yeah.
trying to make one. So you had like Deep Impact and Armageddon.
Yeah.
There was one that was like the Warrior that had like Bane
Yeah.
in it, and then there was a Mark Wahlberg like kind of street
There's one
fighting
with Christian Bale,
and then
too.
there was a Christian Bale one as well.
The Fighter.
The Fighter, yeah. I don't remember who was his brother, but
I thought Casey Affleck was in
could
it.
have been. Could have been. I don't. My memory on it is trash. That was good though. The Fighter was good.
Yeah.
So was the Warrior. Whatever the one that. For the people. But anyway, this Out of the Furnace was fucking amazing.
Was it?
Yeah, fucking really fucking good. And I think that's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Fighter and the driver.
Fire.
Is that it? All you got?
I think so, man. I mean, it hasn't been a long week. You know, we just
It hasn't.
were together Wednesday. We got together Friday night. I had a good time.
Baby, don't
I think we went to some dark places on Friday.
Yeah, I was telling Joe, I listened back to that, and you know, I was telling
On
Joe,
Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. What. So what is it?
Yeah, well, so Adam and Pam came over, and we were just hanging out having dinner,
Yeah.
and then we were outside talking about like what made our marriage successful. We were like, we should record this, and then I definitely hijacked the conversation and turned it into.
I mean, like, hijacked.
Yeah, I definitely did. I'm guilty of sin of it, and turned it into like this psychoanalysis of me. But listening, you know, and
That's drinking.
yeah, and I was gonna say like drunk mind, sober tongue. Like listening back to it, I was like, I gotta chew on this for a minute. There's some things in here I gotta digest.
I think you were I felt like you were receptive though.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a deep conversation, some stuff that, you know, I think you wanted to talk about, and I think it was in a good place where, even though like it wasn't like you were like, oh yeah, you're absolutely right, you know, but like you were like,
Yeah.
but you were like listening to us.
Yeah, and
You
there's
know?
a lot of times I say maybe a lot. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of like recommendations or
Yeah.
suggestions that people are saying about how I should do things or handle things or think or act or whatever. I was like, maybe.
But I think the interesting thing is, in like, so, and I'm, you know, fully honest, transparent. So we left that night and came home, and Pam was like, "What was going on with that?" And I was like, I think Bobby wanted to talk about some stuff, and like, anytime a situation like that happens, you kind of just got to go through the motions of
Yeah.
it, you know. And I was like, it's kind of a good thing, because I mean, it was like one of those things where you're walking through a minefield of emotions, you know. I think that's pretty accurate, correct?
yeah.
But like, we didn't trip anything. It was actually pretty good, and I was like, I felt like that was a good bonding talk, because I mean, people, you know, were real, and you know, I was definitely stone cold sober by the end of the talk.
Yeah, I was not, but
It was good. It was
no,
good.
and like I said, like listening back to it, I was like, I gotta digest some of this. I gotta deconstruct and deal with some of this.
I mean, it's hard, man. Sometimes you think about your why we do the things we do, and you think about like the traumas that, you know, it's why you don't touch the stove at the same time.
Right.
Again.
Right,
You know,
right,
once
right.
you burn yourself once, you're just shy for that, and it was good. It was good talk.
Yeah.
It was good talk.
Yeah, and had a great, you know, dinner and everything, laughs,
Yeah.
and it was a good time.
And that fucking feta cheese that she brought, bro. Did you get some of that? Oh my god.
And I had also one last thing. I did get it for those listening. My goal is to get it out this week. I'm not sure that I will, but Hung to Go himself did stop by on Saturday morning, and we did do a sit down Saturday, and he talked about his entire situation. And
Did he name names?
there's some names named.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go through it and see what is
appropriate.
Yeah, if it's pertinent and it makes sense for story, then it gets left in. If it seems like any sort of like strong arm, then I'll probably, if it could be misinterpreted away, I'll probably leave it out.
I'll tell you, man, you gotta do the Larry King, you know, just be the objective interviewer.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but it was a lot. It was a lot to. It was an interesting story. Like it was a very interesting story.
Anything that like changed you walking away from, like, holy shit.
I think just for anyone to really sell third party toys on any kind of real level, and when I say real, I'm putting Titan 1 in that pocket. I'm putting GCI in that pocket. I'm not like TF Source, BBTS, all that shit, of course. But
Yeah.
I'm putting even the smaller guys in that pocket that are carrying a couple different companies and most of their line. The amount of money that you have to be able to have access to at any given moment.
Cash flow
is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Because they're like, okay, you know, like the communication is not great, right? So if DX9, this is not specific to them, I'm just using them as an example, hits you up and it's like, okay, it ships today. I need the money in 2 days. You know, wait, how much?
$10,000.
Okay, I can come up with that. But what if DX9, Generation Toy, Fans Toys, and somebody else hit you up all on the same day?
Yeah.
Shit.
And that shit is feast or famine. You know, sometimes releases are out the ass, and sometimes they're few and far
months.
between. You know,
Chinese New Year.
Yep. So it was like, damn, like the amount. I'm sure the amount of stress to do that financially is significant, unless you're on a BBTS level where it's, you know.
Yeah, you're able to float that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I had a sales company, and that would fuck us up. You know, you get a big order. Sometimes you get a big order, and then motherfuckers didn't pay you for 90 days.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then sometimes when you're manufacturing, it's like, oh shit, how are we got to buy all this shit on credit cards or whatever. We got to pay that motherfucker back, and we're not getting paid.
I mean, he didn't go into this per se, but
A lot of credit card points.
you think about when you think about you know, when Quake Wave was a hot item.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, they were going for $800 on the internet on the aftermarket.
Yeah.
They say they're going to do another round. So Hung says, "Give me 16 cases, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Give me 8 cases. I'll move them." And then Takar drops.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
So he's still sitting on Quake Waves?
He's definitely sitting on Quake Waves. I mean, he was selling them for $50 a pop at NJCC.
Oh, really? See, that's why.
Like, is there even money to be made at this point? And
No, that's just recoup money. I mean, that's
no. I mean, in
Cutting
general,
losses.
like to be in the business of some third party. Like, why do
Dude,
it?
it's always a hustle, man. Sometimes you make a big chunk of cash. Sometimes you don't. You know,
I think it's all about
roll the
having
dice.
that dedicated fan base. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces. Getting it first, dedicated fan base,
Yeah.
good reputation, notoriety. Like if you have all those things going for you, I mean,
The problem I think is like the bubble is burst.
yeah, I bet.
You know, it's not like before.
Transformer?
Of third party.
Yeah,
transformers.
third party.
Yeah.
Like, there's like few companies left,
It's the 5-year
and
mark.
people are like not just grabbing everything. Like a couple of years ago, there was like twice the amount of companies, and everyone would buy everything.
Yeah, I mean,
pre-ordered.
like I want to do this series of videos for Sit Down Saturday, like called like you know, like I don't know what I'll call it, like Where Are They Now, or milk carton company, you know.
Hey, like me now.
And I'm gonna put like the logo on the milk carton for the you know, and talk about all the ones that have fallen that we've forgotten about. But I went through to do it, and I was like, holy shit. You know, I don't even know where to begin.
Really?
Yeah.
Like 20, 30?
2030.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Possible Toys,
Impossible Toys is probably the most notable fall from like iGear, dude. Like, and you're naming the ones. It's like, oh yeah, but I mean, I was looking through some of them, and it's like, like Dustpan Toys.
Oh yeah.
You know, they had like
those.
they had
one release.
Yep, exactly.
Voodoo.
Yeah.
Is there any other big ones that just disappeared, like in the midst of like something really,
The one
really important?
The one that is, I think, on that seems the most. I think there's two that seem of the big names, the bigger names that seem the least sturdy, and that's for me. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Fans Project and Gigapower.
Yes.
Oh, Gigapower's a big one. They only
They're
made like
not-
3 things. Right?
Yes, but they're very well
Received. Okay.
Like they're a beloved company, even though they've only done a few pieces.
They all sold out.
But their few pieces are like years sometimes apart.
Yeah.
And like it just seems like they don't seem stable. You know, like they, you know, there's all sorts of rumors regarding them. And
Like with Cloud9, whatever.
yeah,
I
and
know.
what their 9 to 5 is, like their 9 to 5 might be closer to the Cloud9 department than.
I wonder if this Bandai suing those guys is causing some effects.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think that car. I mean, they would have done it by now.
Well,
it's been.
If it's their original designs, a lot of them too, like the Maki toys or Make toys. What is it? What's the?
The correct pronunciation is Make Toys.
Okay.
Because it's like Japanese for like devil.
Gotcha.
So like they did it like like demon toys, like badass demon toys, and also it's like the play on words because we're making toys.
So those look great.
Fuck yeah! I mean, Make Toys makes a good product.
Yeah.
You know, there's some things that go on over there that I'm like.
Now, how similar is the mechanics to that?
It's different. I mean, obviously there are some things that remain the same. Like it's a seeker, so the wings have to flip, the cockpit has to come up. Like there are some things that, but I mean, it's a different design.
Okay. So if they keep on improving the designs and they look more cartoon accurate at the same time, they transform effectively. I think that there is still room for improvement. It just depends if the fan base wants to replace what they have.
So wait long enough, right?
Well, what'd you say?
Just wait long enough. I mean, this seekers replacing Takara seekers.
Those are cheaper, right?
Yeah,
like $60.
Like $70, $70 to $80, $70 to $90, depending on where you go.
But like those seekers originally like 120, 150.
Those are like 110, 120. Well, those are like 110 to 130, depending on where you go, and the Takara ones are 200 a pop.
Wow.
The
which one came out was like $60, like a Starscream for $60.
That was a Hasbro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is with a lot of that stuff is like, I don't know if like what I like Make Toys, for instance, right? They're definitely going with this hyper G1 aesthetic for those seekers, but they are off. Like they do still look mature because they go with this like more Japanese proportioned, where like the head is very small in relationship to the body, legs. And like longer legs, and it ends up giving off a proportion that just has a more mature aesthetic. Fans Toys does it with line work and sculpt work and stuff, where they add it in where it looks like I said in that one video, it looks like the G1 cartoon had the G1 cartoon been real.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Takara is going for this hyper cartoon accuracy. You know, like where it might be too much. You know,
G1 to a fault. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, man. You know, like I do feel, and you need to let me know, like if those ever come out, and I'm putting you to Dinobots, and they get to be like reasonably priced, I'm not spending $1,000 on that. That's not $1,000 to me. You know what I mean? So
what is it?
200
for the whole set.
Fuck no. You never. Yeah, you say fuck no now, but people paid $800 for a Quake wave, and now they're $50.
Yeah, but I mean that was a $200. That was a $150 toy,
going for $800.
Going for $800,
and now it's going for $50.
Got re-released for $100, and it's going for half off to break even. Like even if these go for half, like the lowest you'll see these go for is $100 a pop.
We'll see. Until the next iteration of somebody else's shit comes out.
The next iteration's out.
Of these? What's that?
The Gigapower.
Are those selling out like crazy?
They're selling out.
But I don't think there's as many units as those.
No, probably not. But you know, the average unit is low.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But also, I think that there's a limit to like how much better are you gonna get than those? I can't imagine. They're really fucking good. I
don't think I don't
see something coming out that was going to replace.
I don't feel a need to replace them.
I mean, you also have 2 sets.
Yet,
sir.
Right.
Yet.
Yeah, but I mean, like there are some things where I'm like, I can replace this. This is replaceable. The Seekers were replaceable to me.
Yeah.
The Bad Warpath has always been replaceable to me.
I never thought MP1 would be replaceable to me. I sold that shit to Mikey for like nothing.
No, I sold mine to Mikey.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. You probably sold yours to like one of the stores or whatever.
Maybe. For nothing. Sold that Megatron though.
I sold it.
And then got a parking ticket.
Break even.
No.
That was when you sold all that DC stuff too, the same day.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else on your...
Jeez.
You want a treat? No, I think that's it. I think that's all I've done. I mean, I've been happy with the channel recently. Like, been doing better than ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and
it's all about changing that format when it needs to be changed.
Yeah.
So, how many videos are you doing a week now?
It depends. Sometimes 4 or 5,
and sometimes
6, 7.
What was the lowest you go?
4.
Okay.
You know, it all depends on what I have and what I feel like doing, and you know, sometimes I feel like doing all of it. You know, and then sometimes I don't, and sometimes I feel like I got a lot more to say, and sometimes I don't.
But it's nice though. You're working on your own terms.
Yeah, you don't think you're a slave to it.
Yeah, I mean, some things still like this TFCon stuff. I got to get that done.
Yeah.
You know, people expect that, so I got to get that done.
Did you stop with the commenting everything, right? Answering all.
Yeah, I stopped. Yeah,
I'm sure that helps.
and you know what? I feel bad because there are people that are like have been big supporters that like now I'm ignoring, but like I just can't dive into the comments.
Yeah, I mean, you got 1,000 videos now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only do, you're still getting questions every day.
Yeah, but it's like I just can't dive into that. I can't. It's not good for my psyche. Like it just has negative impacts on my mental state.
Same reason I stopped using Facebook before bed.
Yeah, I guess.
Was there anything on at TFCon that was worthwhile?
Yeah.
What's that?
The last 2 members of MMC's DJD.
Okay,
That's 2 years too late. Not too late. 2 years late.
Yeah, the Fans Toys Warpath.
Okay,
looks great. Make Toys.
I saw the Minosaur, but it looked like the way that one of the car lays came on looks really like the.
That's the DX9
I
Minosaur.
don't like that, man. Like it flips down.
No. That's no. That's Combiner Wars.
Oh,
that's an
okay.
upgrade kit for Combiner Wars.
Okay,
yeah,
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Didn't like that. It was like, but it was just like a silhouette, not a silhouette, like a grayscale.
The grayscale was the middle piece, and the limbs were colored.
The limbs were Hasbro.
Their limbs are Hasbro.
They're just replacing the middle.
They're
bot.
replacing the middle piece.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's trash.
Okay, I was about to say.
I mean, it looks better than the Hasbro one.
Gotcha.
Without the upgrade.
Yeah.
But it's
Do they have the Minosaur, the big one that you're getting? So to speak?
Well, no.
Pics?
They showed finished renders of Motor Master in combined mode. And it looks good. It's hard to say, man. Like I'm so like that thing has like put my like all I see is warning lights now.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't even look that bad, man.
It doesn't. It's how it looks bad. It's how it looks next to Devi. That's the problem.
Just put them on a different shelf.
I can't.
Over here.
I can't.
Over here.
I can't. I don't have the space. Like they are allotted for. So that's where I'm at.
All right.
You?
Let me think. I had like kind of daddy daycare weekend because Pam was in some yippy dippy yoga bullshit class that she fucking hated. Some like, they have to do these like 12 or 30-hour classes every few years to get their certifications. It was just some kind of philosophy and psychology, but it was just this fucking douche. The problem is with the yoga folks, man, is that if you really like, for example, he's like, if you don't teach the spiritual aspect of yoga, you're not a real yogi. You're just teaching the stretching or the whatever the fuck it's called, right?
Like the aerobic or workout.
Yeah. And then he was like, if you eat meat, you can't really be a yogi, because it's killing something. Like, well, dude, if you're a vegetarian, you're killing animals. You know what I mean? Like, that's a fact. Yep. So like, nobody can be a yogi now. Is that what you're saying? Because you're still like, the machines that are harvesting are killing squirrels and chipmunks and shit like that.
Well, anytime that you have like a philosophy that's built like the way that a lot of Eastern philosophies are in general, and then you try to turn it into a business, I feel like it's always going to make people cynical.
That's the thing. It's like here you are, and make sure because capitalism and greed is horrible. But here's my book.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'm just like, it's like that's why you fucking suck, bro.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, man. It just like she can't. So she feels like she wasted her weekend because she had this fucking class for 7-8 hours a day. And then my little one she had like a little fever or whatever. She was fine though, but we did run around the house play Star Wars. So she had her Stormtrooper armor on, and I had my lightsaber, put my robe on, and just ran around and played. So that was fun.
Nice.
Best part of the weekend. Didn't watch any TV though. Like oh no, that's not true. We watched the first 4 episodes of Glow season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking awesome, man.
Yeah,
Netflix
they say this is great.
Netflix is the fucking shit.
Yes,
it's just so good. I don't need anything but Netflix. I think now,
You're lucky.
Why is that?
Because I fucking hate Netflix. Man.
You do?
Yeah, like
You
I told you,
hate?
I spend. I don't hate it, but I spend more time looking for shit to
You
watch
like
on Netflix.
Wild Country or whatever?
Yeah, every now and then I find something I watch. But
what was this other documentary you watched? That was on HBO. Okay.
HBO I love.
Yeah.
HBO
HBO
I
is
love.
good
But
too.
HBO is not enough. I'll say that too. Like HBO is not enough. Like I run out of shit on there.
Did you ever watch Orange is the New Black?
No. But see, that's nothing. I'm not a big show person. I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that sort of commitment. So like, Netflix has a lot of shows, but I'm just not a show. Like I muscle my way through the Marvel shows, and that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Marvel shows are dropping the bucket from what they offer. But I mean, the Dave Chappelle shit that was on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't have nice things on there. I'm saying that they have a lot on there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna stumble across some nice things.
Gotcha. So I watched the first 4 episodes of that, really enjoying it. It's interesting looking back at a time period that's not that far away, and like how much has changed in that time.
Things have been moving very fast.
Yeah,
in our lifetime.
I agree.
Take it easy, Ferris Bueller.
So also got my painting area is almost fully armed and operational.
Man.
I'm back. I'm back, baby.
I'm glad.
So I finished up quite a few hours of Joe's commission.
Yeah, man, they're looking fucking.
You're welcome to swing by and pick up the dreadnought and the tank.
They're done. Okay.
If you want, you can inspect them. Let me know. Okay. Is it okay? Is that yellow? Is that yellow right? Also finished something for Chris. So that was good. I've been working on a little something for myself. I got a nice, good pace now, doing a little bit of things to mix it up.
Good. Not feeling like you're just grinding anymore.
No, you know what it is, man. Like my space was so cramped, and there was just too much shit. I would go down there and just get overwhelmed.
Yeah,
and like that distracts you from like getting shit done.
Yeah, that's how I feel in my diorama room right now.
Yeah, it's just like fuck. Look at this place. I can't even fucking find the paint that I want to use. So like it hasn't the art studio hasn't reached its final form. But dude, I got that 8-foot by 4-foot table for like big projects like that shit. You know, if you're ever interested.
Well, I mean, I got to do that here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, some
can't
stuff.
move it, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna have an extra airbrush area just for that. So if anybody ever wants to come over and do some hobby stuff, so that was good. Had game day on Sunday. John came over. This one guy, he's an amazing painter too. That does all the Titans. So we had a pretty good game. And I think that's pretty much it. So it's funny. I had a really good weekend, man. Came over here Friday, had a good time. Saturday, what else happened? I want to say, I can't remember what happened Saturday, but we had a good time, just like hanging out with the kids. And then Sunday I had a game day, and like my wife had a fucking miserable weekend.
That sucks.
Yeah, so you know how it is.
Yeah, I had a good Friday and Saturday. I had that. I took a nap Saturday, which I do feel like I slept my day away. I hate that, but I needed it.
I got my hammock set up outside, man. I went out there Friday. I just took a little nap before we came over. Oh, so good, man. Also reading a book, Lucas the Trickster. It's a 40K. I haven't read any 40K books recently. I've been reading 30K books like hell. So I kind of wanted to
read 40K books. I've always read 30K books.
Yeah, so I just had, I want it, but it actually takes place before Ragnar Blackmane. So it comes to the chapter. It's pretty cool. It's an interesting look at those worlds, like the Space Marine worlds, because most of those worlds are either like death worlds or like fucked up worlds.
Yeah,
and
that's how you get hard people.
Yeah, so it's like they leave their worlds terrible, apocalyptic places to live to pick the hardest people to make them warriors when they could help the whole planet. Now it's not everywhere. Like Ultramar's not like that.
No.
So there's some planets that are
why
nice.
Fucking Smurfs.
Yeah, but like Smurfs are still fucking. They're like one of the best chapters. It's not like they're fucking douche.
Well, it's because they're most organized than most people. Because they have a whole fucking sector.
Yeah, they have 1,000 worlds or whatever it is, but or 500 worlds. But it's an interesting philosophy, and in this book, like Lucas is challenging that. It's like, look at these people; they live like fucking animals, and we allow them to live like animals. And like his whole story, he's been like a blood claw for like 400 or 500 years,
which is a rookie, basically.
Right. Yeah, but he's like the most senior rookie. He like there's wolf lords that he like trained as a blood claw, but he keeps on fucking up and just does whatever he wants. So he's like Loki, you know what I mean, in their culture. But they have to leave him be. Like let him do his thing because it's like, some kind of tradition now. That's kind of weird, but it's just an interesting look at that universe. You never think about stuff like that.
Are you reading it or listening to it?
I'm listening to it. The funny thing is too, like I have the actual book and I started reading it. Like, I don't know. I
just start listening to shit. And you can listen while you're driving. Like driving is just a waste of time if you're not listening.
I know, dude. I feel like I got to maximize my time.
Yep.
Like, I've got 2 hours I'm driving a day, but goddamn it, I'm going to knock out some fucking audiobooks and some educational podcasts.
Yep. And I watch stuff when I'm painting.
Are they abridged at all, or are they completely unabridged?
Completely unabridged. That's the only way I fly.
Yeah.
I want everything.
Yeah. I hear you. I was curious.
So I mean, some of them, like most of them, are between 16 to 20 hours. So it's fine. Yeah. I mean, dude, that's like 10 days.
Yeah. No, I tried audiobooks. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah. I can't
find
have
myself zoning out, and like I need to rewind and then try to find my spot to like.
It's because you're not a listener. You're a flyer
and a driver.
I kind of feel like I can't I can't have someone talk like this. Like this guy actually does the fucking voices and shit.
But sometimes that can be a bit much too, depending on
If it's a good guy. And everybody that
do
does
female voices, and I'm like,
but you know, like this, like couple guys, they're fucking good at it, man. I'm like,
Sometimes.
I wish they would make like super goofy voices. Like, so then Lucas the trickster emerged from the shadows as he grabbed his thunder hammer and said, "Whoa, what is going on, guys?"
That one suspend disbelief.
One of the Hershey books, there was one space wolf there, and he did have a Nordic accent, which sounds like that.
Yeah, well, they all have Nordic accents in this, but there was one time that one guy pronounced the names incorrectly, like from everybody else, and you're like, dude, did you not do your fucking homework? You're fucking fired.
Like, what about the engineer and all those people? They should have had like a team in there. I feel like.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess once he got it, maybe the guy does it from home, on his fucking home computer. Yeah,
it's a good gig, man.
So Glow was good. I'm trying to think of anything else. That's it, man. I did listen to 6 hours of that interview of that FBI agent in front of Congress.
Did you really?
Fucking listen to it all. Wow. I listened to it all. It was fucking crazy.
I listened to some of it, and it was. I only listened to it to laugh because it was so. It gets, you know what I mean? It was so ridiculous.
I mean, like, I don't want to judge this guy or whatever, but I kind of feel like, like everybody has bias.
Of course,
of course, everybody has bias. But like, there's some shit that I would never fucking say, and I couldn't be honest with myself about saying that shit. And I really felt like that guy. Not only did he fucking say it, like egregiously, but he came in front of Congress smug as a bug in a rug. And I'm like, the balls on this dude. But it does get sad, man, because I really feel like, and I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and I'm paying more attention, but I do feel like we're getting more and more polarized, and motherfuckers can't act with dignity. Because when that one Republican congressman is like in that same smug face when you looked into your wife's eyes and you were lying to her because he was cheating with this lawyer that was also on the case. I mean, it does speak to this guy's credibility, but that's a fucking low blow to be doing on fucking national TV.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. You need to have a little more class than that.
I agree.
So I was like, damn, dude, this went fucking world star like that. You know what I mean? So
it's like the old white version of world star. My favorite part of it. I mean, the only part I was really enjoying was watching these old men argue in like this setting that's like forces you to be classy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, the gentleman will not be quiet, sir.
Yeah. And like, I do feel like it's like the dude definitely did wrong, right? I don't think he's the Antichrist, but at the same time, I don't think we need to give him a Purple Heart.
Right.
That's what one Democrat offered. Like, we need to give you a Purple Heart.
Yeah, I heard that one.
And
too.
I'm like, you guys everybody's a fucking idiot. You're all fucking idiots. You know what I mean?
All of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, but these are
people are too committed to their side and not to the truth.
Yeah, that's the truth right there. But like, it's funny, man. I heard some shit the other day. I was listening to Ben Shapiro, and he was talking about Harvard Law, and Justice Keenan was not Keenan Ivory Waynes. He's not a justice.
No, but he's very talented.
Yes. But anyway, this is like when everybody, like their first day at Harvard Law, like, listen, you've made it. There's no, you guys are all going to do fine. You're all going to succeed. The hardest part is over. You're here. And it's like, look around the room, 15 to 20 years, everybody in this room is going to be running the fucking world. And I was like, God damn, fucking lawyers. You know what I mean? I mean, like that shit is like politicians, man. That shit is fucking scary, man. Yeah. Where are the philosopher kings, goddammit? Where are they elitists?
I had the famous look to your left, look to your right, one of you won't be here speech in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you made it.
You also had that speech before you went on the battlefield and earned your Purple Heart.
That's also true.
So,
in Battlefield 2.
Not to insult any of the lawyers listening, because any of the lawyers listening to this are not the $5,000 an hour lawyers that I'm speaking about.
Right.
They're just chasing ambulances like Robert D. So, and I don't know, man. It just politicians, man, I do feel like every once in a while I've met somebody that does want to make a difference and change things for the better, but like I hear some shit like this and it's just, you guys are all fucking phonies.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be a representative government for the people, by the people. I don't feel like anyone's representing not just me, but like our people. I think they're just representing themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which side. It doesn't matter which side.
Their party.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which side they are.
And whatever they've decided their party means this week.
Yeah.
Right.
I think one thing that needs to happen is term limits for the Senate and Congress and sunrise law on all laws.
Yeah.
So like after 5 or 6 years,
revisit.
The law is done and you have to, so you're constantly legislating. Yeah. That is all you're doing.
Instead of calling for money, fundraising.
Yeah, man, it's fucking dumb.
Oh, I watched this documentary also. Cringer distracted me.
Oh, sorry.
Cringer.
Just licking my toes with that sandpaper tongue.
I watched this documentary. It was about the large financial contributors to politicians.
Yeah,
it's like pretty much the same batch.
On both sides.
Yeah,
yes.
on both sides.
Yep. Yeah,
and sometimes they're the same batch that are contributing to both sides.
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I meant.
Yeah. But they're like, we give, depending on the issue, we give 25% to the Republicans and 75% to the Democrats, and then if the issue flip flops on this, then we give 75% to the Democrats and 25% or vice versa, or whatever.
So,
but like, it wasn't like some of those guys are like super smug. There's this one dude who does commercials about it, like for his parties, like that he throws. And it'd be like him, like I mean, he's a dickhead, and he's got like sunglasses and like his fucking moose in his hair, and he's like in his 50s, and he's like dancing, and there's like women dancing around him, and he's like, "Big party bash this Friday, guys." It's like, dude, is this real?
Yeah, dude, so crazy.
And they're just like, and all of them, I do think there's a lot of merit to what they think they're doing, but they don't realize exactly what they're doing. But like a lot of them are just like, I just like to. I mean, when they press hard enough, they're like, I just like to feel like I matter. Like, like
that's what everybody wants.
Like I feel like I'm contributing, like I'm putting money in, and I'm having. So if they make some good decisions, like I am involved in that. I'm historic in a way, and
that legacy.
Yeah, and then there's other people that are like, I just like having the access. Like you can't call Hillary Clinton, I can.
Yeah,
or whatever, whoever the person may be. So
I like that quote. I can't remember who made it. A former president, but it's like the only, there's no honest way to make money in politics. Or somebody makes money in politics as a crook or some shit like that.
Because it's supposed to be a public service. Public
well,
servant.
I mean, in the original, right? They would just, Congress be in session a few times a year, and they'd go back to their fucking farms.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we can't stop the lobbying.
I don't know, man.
Because the people in charge are getting the money from the lobbying, so they're going to stop it.
That's not necessarily. There are things too where there's some pretty good Supreme Court cases about freedom of speech, of like people wanting to spend money for a politician or some kind of idea that they believe in should be allowed to buy advertising and speak about it. So it does become perverse. You know what I mean? And it's like a slippery slope to take that stuff away.
It was sloped pretty fucking far down the slope.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like, why are we even seeing politicians as a medium to advertise?
Yeah. I think the answer is you got to get away from these legacy people that are in there for fucking like Nancy Pelosi, man. Like that woman, she could barely, string a sentence together. She's so old.
I feel like most people I look at when they pan around the room, I'm like, I guarantee if I sat down at the table with 95% of this room, we have zero in common.
They don't even have the idea. Like when they were talking about fucking computers and Facebook, they have no idea how the fucking world works.
Yeah. I mean, some of those people.
How do you make money? Where does the money come from? Like, you son of a bitch. You representing us?
This is still some of the best memes in the best 5 years. Like, how many friends do you have?
But I forgot where I was going to go with that. I don't know, man. But there was something. It was a documentary you told me about. Like they did this comparison of making these bathrooms in New York like a park. Did you tell me about it?
It doesn't sound familiar.
So they were making these public restrooms in some kind of park, and they would show how it would be if it was the general public. Like if a company came and built it, and they either paid for it or they just got a fundraiser to make it happen, and it was this beautiful park, and how much it cost? Let's say $100,000, right? Or if the government came in and did it, it would cost $1 million, it would look like shit. And it would break down in 7 months. You know, just like how the free market, people like really competing and you know, the best person getting the job versus the government bullshit, and how different the same project was, like two like identical parks or in the same park on different sides of the park or whatever. But it's just like there's less efficiencies, and you get these people whose job it is just to maintain the bureaucracy, and it becomes another level of bureaucracy. And sometimes bureaucracy can be good, but it's just like, man, we're fucking $200 trillion in debt or $20 trillion in debt. At some point, we got to I think $200 trillion is the world debt. We need to fucking, you know.
Yeah, I like the meme. It's like, how does everyone owe money? Who do I owe money to? Decepticons?
The banks, the insurance companies.
Everyone can't owe money. Can't be a net negative in the whole world.
There is.
Like I'm saying, like it doesn't fucking make sense.
Like
they should break even somehow.
People they make currency. It's like, hey man, let me borrow $1. Like, well, I don't have $1, but I'll give you an electric $1, but you got to pay me back in $2 real dollars. And then like to pay that other $1 off, I make another imaginary $1.
Yeah, so
it's fucking crazy.
It's broken. The world is broken.
It is broken.
I mean, it's running. But just because it's running doesn't mean it's not broken.
Some broke ass superpowers, and I can't wait to. I haven't looked at the news today. All I know is that Trump had a fucking meeting with Putin today, and they were standing next to each other speaking. And Trump was going, and Hillary Clinton lost 30,000 emails. So I can't wait to check out the news today. It's gonna be great.
Like, you know, like I don't know, man. That dude. Hoodlum just went up for pre-order on BBTS.
What's Hoodlum?
Fans Toys Hot Rod.
Oh, that one looks good, man.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's just interesting, you know. That's kind of the first like inside baseball, so to speak, competition with Takara. But it's still, they waited so long that it's almost like a new market now.
Yeah,
you know,
and it is better. But like, it's funny. I guess it's just the design lends itself to that. But like the torso, when you look at it from the side, still looks like a bunch of stuff folded together. But I guess
it definitely is.
That's just the way it has to be.
I just like I like the overall proportions better, and the shape of the chest. Like it actually looks like it has a chest and an abdomen, not like a flat square.
Yeah.
Should we get into news?
Yeah, why not?
There's not a whole lot to talk about this week, but next week there will be.
Yes.
Dun dun dun.
Your move, creep. RoboCop.
Yes.
Soft reboot
will be trouble. Really?
Isn't it like I've something?
I didn't mind that RoboCop movie. I mean, it wasn't like, it didn't knock my socks off. I didn't go see it in the theater or anything.
I wish they kept them silver. I like that they at least homage it with the silver, and then they painted him black.
I'm fine with it. I mean, I like this. I like the
why
silver
tease us
too.
with the silver if you know?
Well, according to Deadline, MGM has tapped District 9 director Neil Blomkamp to direct the new project, which is called RoboCop Returns. But there's like talk that it might take place after RoboCop 1, the original RoboCop 1.
Really?
Oh,
so
really?
It would like do away with RoboCop 2. There's speculation that might be the case.
RoboCop 3 was trash, but I like
super
2.
trash.
2 was good.
2 was all right. 2 it was last we watched 2.
2 was a little goofy, right? Because that was when he went hyper, like no jaywalking and like was shooting.
Yes. Yeah. He got taken apart.
No smoking. He like shot the cigarette that was in the guy's mouth.
Yeah, they reprogrammed him with all that junk.
Because he was fucked with.
Right.
Yeah, he like shocked himself to get like back.
Dude, in that part when he was like,
they didn't bring that back.
I like that robot.
Dude, yeah, man.
That was a
I mean,
cool robot.
yeah, it's fucking. It's a
was like-
Jesus archetype.
It was
I love
drug powered.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's going to be I don't
What's
know
his name?
exactly.
Kane.
Yeah,
It's
Kane.
Nuke.
He says
You see,
Yeah,
you
man.
remember that? It's got to be good. to
Yeah,
remember.
I mean, I watched. It hasn't been that long since I watched it, but there are some fucked up little bits of that little kid. That little kid was kind of like, oof, man, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
the plot supposedly is oh my god, it's happening again.
Oh, it's sneezing fits. Blame that shit on intermittent fasting too.
Yeah.
Anarchy
All
reigns.
his
Anarchy
his hair
reigns in the fate. No. I'm sure that is unrelated. But I mean, usually your gas is related to diet. Anarchy reigns and the fate of Detroit hangs in balance as RoboCop makes his triumphant return to fight crime and corruption. After directing sci-fi films like District 9, et cetera,
Elysium.
he says the original definitely had a massive effect on me as a kid. I loved it then, and it remains a classic with real meaning under the surface. Hopefully, that is something we can get closer to in making of a sequel. That is my goal. What I connected to as a kid has evolved over time. At first, the consumerism, materialism, and Reaganomics, that the '80s theme of America on steroids came through most strongly. But as I've gotten older, that the part that really resonated with me is identity and the search for identity. As long as the human component is there, a good story can be worked in any time period. So it sounds like it's a sequel to the first.
Yeah.
I'd buy that for $1.
Which I'm okay
Don't
with.
worry. They'll fix it. They fix everything. Love that movie, man.
Dude, it's great.
It's good. Next one, this role is making me twitch. Spawn reboot cast Avengers star Jeremy Renner as Twitch Williams.
Not Grumpy Cat.
I don't think that he screams Twitch.
Yeah, it's like he does not.
Where is Twitch in here? Did you move him?
Yeah, he's hanging on the wall right there.
I mean, imagine him to be a little bit older and a little bit more grumpier.
And scrawny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
He's worn.
Almost sickly.
Yeah, he's got to be skinny, but he can drop weight. He's got to have a proper mustache. I didn't think. I mean, when Gary Oldman was cast as Gordon, we were excited because fucking Gary Oldman can play anybody.
Yeah,
but he didn't scream me that he looked like Gordon. But
No.
when you saw pictures of him as Gordon, like, oh, that's fucking perfect.
I mean, there's always the Heath Ledger Joker situation.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that if they were like, look, we're going to put him in this movie, where do you want to put him? Twitch was not one that would come to mind.
I hear you.
You know, almost like the guy that played Egon. You know, like that's the sort of build I almost imagine.
Yeah. Except he got really fat.
Yeah. But I mean, Twitch is overweight.
No, that's Sam, isn't it?
No, Sam is obese. Yeah. But Twitch is like got like a little like he's narrow at the top and he's got like a little belly.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman can play Twitch.
Yeah, flabby.
Yeah, probably. Gary Oldman could probably play Twitch.
And
Dude,
And Sam.
what about
Spawn?
who can play? Who would be a good Spawn?
I mean, Jamie Foxx is playing him.
Not Spawn, Sam.
John Goodman. That's who I always
I think
imagine.
he's too
I
old
know,
though. He's too old.
I know, but that's what I always
the go-to
imagine.
guy.
Yeah, me too. I do like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Who's that guy? Who's Roseanne's husband? I mean, he's probably too old now too, but that would have been another guy that would have been great for it.
That's John
Johnny
Goodman.
Goodman.
No, that was Roseanne's husband in the show.
In real life.
Tom Arnold. I was like, we both looked at each other like,
He lost his
"What's wrong with
shirt.
you, bro?" He's going. This is it. This is the one we always talked about. What about shit? I just had it in my brain. The dude.
Lebowski?
Yeah. What's his name?
Jeff Bridges?
Yeah, Jeff Bridges could do it, man.
That's not who I mean, Jeff
He can
Bridges
get fat.
Jeff
He can get
Bridges is a
fat.
talented
No
guy.
problem.
What about Kingpin?
D'Onofrio?
Yeah,
He could probably do it.
right. He's heavier now.
Oh
So
no, he's too intense. Too intense.
He
that guy.
is very intense.
Yeah, too intense.
He's had lighter roles. He was the bad guy in Men in Black. Oh, you haven't seen Men in Black. Oh shit! I might need to put that in the queue. This is my end. We gotta make him watch all this
You
shit.
can make me watch all
He's
sorts of
committed.
shit now. Who else?
Yeah, dude. Listen, if you want to watch the fucking shitty ass Star Wars kid movies, it's not worth it. You lose.
Maybe I'll
Next
like
thing
it.
you'll be watching
Apparently,
is
I like trash.
next thing you'll be watching is garbage pail kids.
Oh, great, awesome, man.
You ain't lying.
Put that shit
You ain't dreaming, sweetheart.
sweetheart.
You own that, don't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Jesus Christ. It's not a waste.
I just watched a documentary on garbage. Not documentaries. I got like a little like YouTube movie on like the history of Garbage Pail Kids and everything, and like their lawsuits with Cabbage Patch and all that. It was pretty
Really?
interesting. Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, I don't know who I would get to play. I mean,
I am glad that they're getting an A-list set of cast.
Vince Vaughn. I feel like Vince Vaughn could probably play it.
Yes.
Yeah, Vince
yes.
Vaughn's not bad.
Not bad.
He's a big dude, like tall.
Now
Yeah.
He's not fat.
No.
he can put on weight. He's put on weight before.
You'd have to go fat suit though.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if they're
Christian
gonna,
Bale would gain the weight for real.
yeah, 100%. That dude is a fucking maniac.
Oh yeah, he is. That's why I like him. Nice and crazy.
That machinist shit.
Yeah,
like-
yeah. I never finished that movie.
From Machinist to Batman, right?
Dude, yeah, yeah.
No, from Batman to the Machinist, back to Batman.
Yeah.
Like he said he ate nothing but lettuce and water for like 6 months.
That's crazy. It had to take years away from his life.
It had to.
Yes.
It had to. So
Your teeth are falling out and shit now. Nobody notices.
let me ask you this. Speaking of Spawn, because we got the time today. What villain do you think they'll do, and what villain would you want to see them do?
I would want to see them do Kincaid
I think Kincaid is the way to go.
because it's not too rough.
No,
Serial killer.
It's
with
almost
kids.
it's almost Dark Knighting it.
Yeah,
Like,
you can tie the story can be the investigation that Sam and Twitch are doing for these murdered children. Spawn can be an element throughout it, and then Spawn killing Kincaid or whatever.
Chained up.
Yeah.
You know, I think you could do a string of Spawn movies all with stuff like that. Like the Klansman that was a judge.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Like the guy who beat his kids. Like
Yep.
it doesn't have to, they don't have to get super fantastic if they don't want to. They
don't want Psychor?
They of course I want Psychor.
Exactly.
But like
I want the heap.
But like I think
Big old tire
if
hanging
they
out with
wanted to, they could do these small, intimate crime stories.
Yeah.
One after another.
That's more of a Netflix or a HBO type format.
I agree, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
You know, if they play it more like Seven and less like Avengers.
Yeah. No, I agree. And that's what he always wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe I think Kincaid's the way they're going to go. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Stop
That's
being so agreeable,
one
Joe.
that sticks out the most.
This podcast doesn't work. We all
I
agree
didn't
about
agree
something.
that he wants fucking Gary Oldman to be Spawn. I don't think that's doable.
Why?
It's not black.
We're going to get there.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to get there.
Oh,
Because you've gone
do you want
too
anything
far.
to do with Spawn's? They have.
No, I think. Wait. Let me say this. I think Spawn should be black. I think it should be a black
you
actor
don't
that
have to
plays
say
it.
that. We're just...
No, I know, but I want to say for the listeners.
Okay.
But the gag is if there's anybody that could do it that wasn't black, it's 100% Gary Oldman.
Well,
What
wait,
about Robert Downey Jr.?
When Spawn comes back, he is white.
He is.
Okay, let's make sure we know that.
He is.
Yeah.
But only because he can do anything. You know.
Except turn himself black.
Well, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. already did the black, and it was accepted.
Yeah.
No, there was some that movie would not have been made nowadays, and there was some
movie.
serious flack when it was made.
I don't remember it being a big enough flag for me to remember there being a flag.
I mean,
it's the same thing. Like if you play,
and it didn't do that well,
dude. If fucking episode 1 came out today, I mean,
Misa, dude, Gangsta Jar Jar, do it.
I know. I gotta think of the. Shame on the Gungan that tried to put blame on the Gungan. Misha gonna ride or die?
Do you want anything about Spawn's life in this movie, or can he just be?
I just want him to be a monster.
See. So here's the thing.
I want to be the boogeyman.
It can go either way, but they can't do both. If they do both, it's not going to be solid. But either play it Seven or play it superhero, but don't try to walk this fine line between the two.
No origin story at all. Assume the audience is on.
Yeah, just like
on board.
he's like he is like the bump in the night. Like
No Wanda, no Terry.
He's the Bigfoot. The
but
boogeyman.
who is it? There's a new Spawn anyway. Maybe they'll do the new Spawn. Like, this won't even be Al Simmons.
Could be. I feel like
I want Al.
I do too.
I feel like Todd would do Al. I feel like Todd would do Al. I feel like
but you know what? He's kind of weird. But she's like, I'm not going to tell the same story twice.
that is true.
You know?
That is true.
Why would I do that? But I don't care.
like
If
it's not the same story.
I don't care if he doesn't have a cape. No, that dude. He's
Because I mean, Spawn's been done, in animated form.
it's
and
different each time.
Exactly.
So I don't tell the same story.
Stupid. All right. The Scarlet makes the transition.
See, now this is all right. So they're upset because she was cast as a transgender man, which means that the character was a biological woman who was transitioning to become a man, and Scarlett Johansson couldn't do it because she's not a transgender man. You see, I'm not actually a wizard. I'm just pretending and acting like. I see you're confused. Let me explain my method. I'm Syrian. Wizard, you shall not pass! Cut! Syrian.
I love that shit. I think it's bigger of a deal just because she just came off of Ghost in the Shell.
I mean, dude, that was like a year ago,
I know.
bro.
It's in public consciousness. Also, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying. And also, I think it's the director of Ghost in the Shell.
Is it?
I think so.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some directors like working with certain actors and actresses.
I'm not arguing.
Let me get this information out, and then we can discuss it. So, in light of ethical, let me see this. So, Johansson, who faced whitewashing accusations last year for her starring role in Ghost in the Shell, was initially defiant, and through a representative last week, issued a statement pointing out what she viewed as a hypocrisy and the rub and tug criticism.
What's the name of the movie?
Tell them that they can be directed to Jeffrey Tambor, Jared Leto, and Felicity Huffman's reps for comment. However, today, in a second statement to Out Magazine, announced her departure from the film. In light of recent ethical questions raised surrounding my casting as Dante Tex Gill, I have decided to respectfully withdraw my participation in the project. Our cultural understanding of transgender people continues to advance, and I've learned a lot from the community since making my first statement about my casting and realized it was insensitive. I have a great admiration and love for the trans community, and I'm grateful that the conversation regarding inclusivity in Hollywood continues. According to the GLAAD, LGBTQ plus characters dropped 40% in 2017 from the previous year, with no representation of trans characters in any major studio release. While I would have loved the opportunity to bring Dante's story and the transition to life, I understand why many feel he should be portrayed by a transgender person, and am thankful that this casting debate, albeit controversial, has sparked a larger conversation about diversity and representation in film. I believe that all artists should be considered equally and fairly. My production company, These Pictures, actively pursue projects that both entertain and push boundaries. We look forward to working with every community to bring these most poignant and important stories to audiences worldwide. I want to make sure I got before I form an opinion that's based on nothing.
Predicated on your ass.
Yeah. This is a story about a man transitioning to a woman.
No.
It's
a story about a woman transitioning to a man.
Okay. Then I think it's bullshit. If it was the opposite,
Yes.
I would feel like, okay, that's fair.
Some point.
That's more fair. Because if you are a man and you're transitioning to a woman and you end up looking like Scarlett Johansson, I'm gonna give you a pass.
Extra pass.
Do you know what I mean? But I would imagine that a lot of the social struggles for a man transitioning to a woman is that you don't look like Scarlett Johansson. Mm-hmm. You look like Bigfoot.
That was a bit much.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like for instance, let me give an example. And I don't mean any disrespect to the communities or anything, but I'm actually trying to be sympathetic. I'm just wording it fucked up.
Your chances with Bailey J are slipping through your fingers.
See, there's an example. There's the exception to the rule, right? But like, I feel like I've seen 2 transgender people in this year,
in real life,
where I feel like, and maybe I've just come across some very believable, like flawless ones, but
that you didn't even know.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Where you couldn't tell, but I don't feel like I've seen any before that, really. And I've seen 2 this year. And both of them look like men in women's clothing, where I can imagine life is going to be difficult for you.
There's that one YouTube series about that that transgender, trans female that's going through transition, and like shows everything from, some of them do like their brow and their nose and their chin because men have a certain brow shape. Of course, breast and all that other stuff.
Well, but the like, thing is, it's physically, biologically easy for women to become men than the other way around. It's like you can go from woman to man, but you can't go backwards. If you give women enough steroids, they will look like dudes. It doesn't work the other way.
I mean, they're pretty well.
Well, I want to finish just that, because it's not believable. It doesn't. I understand that they look, not yet, mostly. There's the 2 that I bumped into, so to speak, that like they don't look anything like women, anything. They look like men.
But you don't know where they're at in their transition. That might not be their final transition.
Sure. Yeah. But I'm just saying that process is going to be more challenging. Like, it's going to be more difficult, because if you're a woman and you're doing it, there's a good chance that if I bumped into a woman that was making the transition, like, I might just think she was a lesbian. Like, and I'm not gonna. I don't think that as many people will have a knee-jerk reaction as like, oh my god, it's a dude in a dress, because it's a different thing. You see women in pants. You see women in pants all the time. So seeing women in more like carpentry pants. I'm using this as an extreme stereotype. It's not as extreme as seeing a dude in like a sundress.
So you feel that it's easier. It's easier for, in your perception, to accept trans men than it is trans women.
I think it's easier to accept a woman transitioning to a man than a man transitioning to a woman.
Yes. Okay. I don't know. I've met a lot of trans people. I've been to a drag show or 2 in my life. So there are, in my experience, it's probably been 50-50. You know, you meet some that you're like, okay, that's a dude, or a biological man. I don't want to be insensitive. I think this whole thing is, and the crazy part is I wonder how much noise is actually coming from the trans community, like the actual trans community.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that would be
people who are actually going through the process.
Yes, like because I can imagine that that's a very private process because it isn't something that happens overnight. It's something that takes years.
Well, like, and we've talked.
Well, please
do.
So, like, I listen. I really don't care, like,
I don't.
who you identify with or what you want to be. You know, like in a perfect. I hope the technology gets to the place where you can take a pill or you can have nanites injected and they'll just transform you overnight,
right?
And you'll be happy. I do think that it is a much more complex situation. There's there's going to be so many other factors going on with somebody, and there's a lot of different people who have, I don't want to get into this, but like when we start telling each other there's no such thing as biological sex, or differences, something like that, we get into a dangerous place. And I do think that it is also dangerous when we start allowing people who, like, for example, and this is just probably a little bit more biology than you need. Like, if somebody wants to transition, like a man to a woman, they actually need to develop a little bit as a man, because if you do it too soon, they can't. You're
talking about when they start kids and shit, like
no.
that conversation?
No. Like physically. Like, to be able to have their penis turn into vagina, they have to go through puberty first.
Right. So you're talking about when they're starting with kids.
No. Yeah.
Well, like that's like a whole different ball of wax. I don't think we need to go down that road for this conversation.
But I'm saying, like, but this is the conversation. It's like, when do you transition? When do you start that? Is it something that, a lot of these kids aren't even reaching sexual maturity?
But in terms of just this adult role, though, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I think now it's become a hot topic. It's become pussy hats again. Pussy hats were all the rage.
Yeah, I've never seen one.
Really?
Never seen one.
I used to see one.
You're
every
always
day.
surprised by that? I've never seen one. I had to look it up to find it on the internet.
Yeah, well, you live a very secluded life, for the most part. You go to work, you come home.
Yeah, my work is outside.
That's true. That's true. But you work with the same, like, 10 people.
Yeah, no, but I mean, we're in the communities and shit, like mopping up.
Yeah. So, like, but now it's not proper to wear a pussy hat because not all women have pussies.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so I just feel that we're getting, it's like the outrage culture and the spinning up. Like, there's no reason that Scarlett Johansson can't play this role. There's no reason that Gary Oldman can't play this role. There's no reason that anybody can't play this role. If they're a good actor. If they're a good actor.
He looked at me and then he drew a blank.
No,
he gave up.
No, I was waiting for Joe.
That's the problem.
I was waiting for Joe to say something. So I mean, it fucking is what it is, man. But like, now, I guess Scarlett Johansson has been blackballed by the LGBT community.
I don't know.
Any role that she makes,
I don't know if
that's not a white blonde chick, they're gonna be upset with.
I don't know if that's. I don't know.
Black Widow is played by a white woman. That should be the next thing when she does the Black Widow movie. It obviously says Black Widow. She's not supposed to be white. You know what I mean?
But I just feel like it's I feel like that one is, since it is a woman transitioning to a man, and Scarlett Johansson is a woman. Like,
I pretend she's transitioning to a man.
Right. I feel like that's more.
I mean, if they made the argument like she's one of the most beautiful women out there, so it'd be difficult to make her look more masculine because she's the perfect picture of femininity.
Right. No,
if they made that argument, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that is
poor
merit.
casting.
That is merit.
Poor casting, maybe.
That is merit.
So, I don't know.
But I mean, I feel like I just want to be clear, because sometimes people can manipulate your words and not have a clear understanding.
Oh, you better listen to this episode before we post it.
No, it's just that, like, I like
between 1 hour and 1 hour and 23 minutes, sir.
You call somebody a Bigfoot?
No, but what I mean by that is that like a lot of times men are just built bigger. Like our shoulders are broader, our waists are more narrow. Like like there's just the body dynamics just lend themselves that way.
Testosterone has a different effect on the body than estrogen.
So when you put that in a dress or in a skirt or whatever, with longer nails, fingernail polish, and all that, like I feel like it stands out more. Yeah, that struggle is going like and men are dicks, So like if you're around men can be dicks, Whereas like women, I feel like are more. At least to your face anyway, more kind and polite. Then they'll get home and run their fucking mouth. You know what I mean?
Again,
like
between an hour, like 5 minutes.
Like I feel like you don't feel that way. You don't feel like women can be catty as fuck, but they're catty behind closed doors. They're not usually catty in up front.
It depends on the woman.
I'm speaking in generalities.
I don't know enough people, I think. But I mean, that is the common perception.
Okay,
for sure.
All right, thank you. I feel like I was in a fucking space vacuum for a minute.
All the comedians that talks about gender, it would say shit like that.
Right.
So
like, I feel like I'm sure that neither one of the transitions are easy. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they're both challenging for you, for your family, and all those relationships. I'm 100% sympathetic. I just feel like the going from male to female is probably a lot more socially challenging.
Probably.
Yeah, that's all.
So not that it's a contest.
No. And I mean, then it's like you win for losing, like you win because you get picked on more or whatever, like because you go through it more because you face more adversity.
Yeah.
So like I it's definitely not a contest.
I did read this article. I probably mentioned this before, but it's worth again. Where this woman, she was a lesbian before, and she wanted to transition to a man. And so, like, they sit on the bus and look at a woman like, oh, I wonder what, where she goes shopping, and I wonder what, those are cute shoes. I wonder where she got those shoes. And then she started taking testosterone, and she's like, oh God, boobs, I want to fuck, I want to grab them. And she's like, oh my God, guys, I feel so bad for you. How do you live like monsters every day?
Yeah. Just keep it in the cage all day long for the rest of your life.
I mean, it's what makes you a man, and not a fucking animal.
Yeah, the ones who can't control
right,
it.
Exactly, and that's what makes the fucking other ones animals.
Yeah.
Let me. Yeah, please do. No. This is a good discussion.
So, this put me in a hard spot because I've
I gotta stay consistent,
dude. Just got your hands on with a dick bonus. It's
just the equipment that I'm familiar with working.
See what I have to work with here.
It is a consistent issue, and also it makes me think about something I haven't had to think about before, because I've always been pro like Asian acting, Asian roles and stuff. And when it comes to this, I'm like, man, like, would I be wrong in saying that it's okay for her to do it? And which brought me to the point of like what I put on the notes last week. In the future, when the technology is good enough, what do you think about basically never using the actor's appearance anymore?
I think it's gonna get to that.
So like it's always
Andy Serkis plays every role in the future.
It's like video game voice actors. It's like voice actors. Yeah. Like you don't know who some of these voice actors look like.
And somehow Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's why, and that comes back to like the argument with not necessarily with the Ghost in the Shell. It's like I don't care if the person looks, sounds, and behaves how the character is supposed to. Isn't that what really matters? I mean, I understand, dude. I get the idea of diversity, right, and being open to diversity. But if we just start forcing people's hands to be diverse for diverse sake, then we're really still racist.
Right. I mean, I agree with you that my problem with Ghost in the Shell is because I understand why there's a lack of Asian roles, right, and lack of Asian actors.
Yeah.
Right. That's fine. That we're not that big a part of the population. But so when a role does come up where I feel like, oh, this is somewhere
opportunity,
like, and then you have her do it. That's what hurt or like bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I get. I see. So here's my thing with that one is I didn't know what she was supposed to be. You know, like even like today when we were watching the Gundam thing, and you were like, "See, she's Irish." You know, her last name is Mackenzie. She has red hair. She has green eyes. Like,
there's a guy with Russian accent. There's a guy with a really poor Spanish accent.
Sure,
which is crazy because that's 30 years ago. That's pretty diverse for fucking anime.
It was very diverse. But I like.
Thank you, Star Trek.
I'm all about keeping that shit whatever it is. Like, and I think that you know who they are and what they are and all that is what matters. But I think that oftentimes the race does matter, and the culture affiliated with that race matters a lot too. And more often than not, it matters more in the minority characters.
So what do you think about that? Would you be up for it? Where, like for example, I gave was, you know, if you had biopic of Abraham Lincoln, you scan his pictures, you use him, so whoever the actor is just as a motion actor and voice, but it would look like.
I don't know.
Lincoln on screen, or like this Scarlett Johansson role. It would be whoever this guy, because it's a real person, whatever he looks like.
Like Boiler Room, Vin Diesel's best movie, as far as you're concerned.
110%.
He's Brazilian. In that movie, he's playing a Jewish guy.
Mm-hmm.
Should that
is
not
he Brazilian?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I think he's Brazilian. He's not a Jewish guy. All right. Should that be okay?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that it always matters, but I think sometimes it does matter. Like Luke Cage being Asian doesn't work.
Of course.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm down with that.
So like, I think being cognizant of that and those decisions is what matters. I don't trust Hollywood people generally to be intimate enough with the source material to know when it does and doesn't matter. Yeah. So I think a safe way to go about it is just say, whatever it is, it is.
Yeah.
You know? But then even then it gets fishy, you know, like Nick Cage. I always do that.
Nick Cage. He can
Who's going to be Spider-Man now?
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I hope it's
Luke Cage. No, not Luke Cage. Fucking shit. Nick Fury.
Okay.
You know, like there is a white representation of Nick Fury and there is a black representation of Nick Fury. Yeah. So there's where it gets a little fishy in terms of being able to make that assessment.
Now Nick Fury in the normal universe is black because it's Nick Fury's son. So it's Nick Fury Jr. And he loses an eye.
Fucking fate.
Love it.
The destiny of that family.
Love it.
Is fucked.
It's fine. You need that eye anyway. That's why you got two.
But you know, I think that's the safe way to go with it. But in the same breath, I'm usually pretty consistent with that across the board.
Yeah,
like
it's always source material,
right? So like I'm like, look, if they're black, they're black, and if they're white, and roll with it.
Well, that's why I wonder if the CG thing is good because it will always be true to source material.
Yeah,
no one can look like a character more than you can generate.
Yeah,
yes, but that is different than just de-aging everybody. So that because like I have mixed feelings about that because like I want new actors to come in, but
that's the thing. It would be more opportunity. Anyone who's a good enough actor.
First of all, you're gonna have to explain to me what puppetunity means. Is that for puppies? Opportunity for puppies?
Perpetuity.
Did you say perpetuity?
Perpetuity.
I thought you said opportunity. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But because when you become famous, regardless of your acting abilities, your name sells and you get casted regardless of whether you might be ready for the role or not.
Right.
I'll tell you, being an actor that does nothing but mocap or whatever and acts like that, and gets paid millions of dollars and keeps her anonymity, would be fucking bonus.
And
sign me up for that. I can go. You mean I can go to Walmart without the paparazzi following me? Sounds like sounds like a brave new world that I want to live in.
But I feel like there is this tier of actors that can operate regularly. Like you can't be Scarlett Johansson and go to Walmart. You're done.
Yeah.
Right. But
if you're James Wood, you're
like
fine.
But like I feel like Andy Serkis has been in films with his face and everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like he could probably go to Walmart if he wanted to.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Probably.
Maybe.
I think like that's kind of almost the pocket you should strive for.
Maybe right.
Now if he started like, then I'll be like, dude, Andy Serkis. Or if he hit this move,
dude. How many monkeys has he played? He's done
King
Caesar
Kong,
and he's done both Kongs.
He did both Kong?
He did Kong Skull Island.
I didn't know he did Skull Island. I don't know. I thought he
did Skull Island.
He may have. I don't know. I literally don't know.
Oh.
And I think he did a lot of the backup apes too. Like a lot of the, like
Monkey Madness.
Yeah, a lot of like the.
How many monkeys has Andy Serkis played?
No way. Here's a list of Andy Serkis's.
For how many monkeys does Andy Serkis play?
Whoa!
What do you know?
For one time, you actually know something.
Monkey Business Circus, the king of non-human characters. Monkey business. All right.
And maybe like it would chill out the like the amount of money actors make, right? If everything was CG and anyone can be who is a good actor can be, so you have a larger pool of actors. I would imagine.
I guess what scares me when you say stuff like that, right, is that like in 50 years, if they wanted to reboot Marvel, and now Chris Evans is playing Captain America again instead of like a new representation of Captain America,
which would be great for the source material.
I don't necessarily agree. See, I'm okay.
If someone else is a good actor,
because I may not have gotten Christian Bale as Batman had they had that technology then, and I would have gotten Michael Keaton de-aged. Do you know what I'm saying?
Or they can do that Batman.
It's a reboot. I mean, it's a different timeline. Whereas Marvel is going to be the same time.
No, I'm saying if let's say Marvel movies ended in 2040.
Yeah.
They said, this is it, the big showdown. We're all ending it with the Infinity Crisis of Crusaders at night. You know, that's it. Yeah. The big showdown. And in 30 years, they said, let's do it. Let's give it another run. Let's start again.
And then because he's iconic already.
Right. Like that, I would I feel like we would rely on that too much.
Or they can figure out the best Jim Lee Batman and what that would look like in real face.
Yes, that's
the
what I'm
best
talking
Jim
about.
Lee Superman, and that's all you ever see. It's not even a real person.
But I like the idea. Forever. I like the idea of like little things that people bring to it. I don't.
No, I agree. I agree with you. I don't disagree with you, but I'm saying that it's a possibility.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not possible.
And then we never have to worry about another Carrie Fisher dying.
I'm talking about preference.
Until the story's done.
Because mocap is not just body anymore; it's face. Like Thanos is all Brolin. Face, features, and everything. So, whoever is the actor will bring whatever acting chops they have to a character, regardless of what skin over them.
I guess I'd have to know where the line was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a line that can't be drawn yet.
Because like even Circus is doing, apes and Snokes and whatever the fuck else he does, but I can still see Circus's performance, especially in Caesar. I see Circus's performance, right? But if it was something where I couldn't see their performance and it just seemed like, like if everything was Tarkin from Rogue One, I'm not as interested.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think we've seen the very infant stages of that.
It's not because of the quality.
Yeah, I mean, even what he could do, like the way he.
I don't
move.
think you understand what I'm saying. Like, it's because I want new things. Like I want,
new faces,
new experiences, all that shit. Like, I'm not saying don't explore it at all, because I think there's a time and a place for it. I just wouldn't want it to be something that the industry relied upon.
Right. Yeah.
I would want it to be a tool like anything else.
What if in the future, hear me out, like computers get so advanced and everything that they can just start writing stories off of like the base stuff that we've given them. They can like get it down to numbers, and they can create a movie all digitally, but everything looks real. They're sophisticated enough, and they just hit the forward button like 50 years of shows. Like, dude, what episode are you on now? Like, 357? Dude, let me tell you, dude, 360 will blow your fucking mind.
Yeah, it's probably feasible.
Yeah. And some dickhead's like, I gotta get through this before I die, but it never ends.
So Scarlet makes a transition, but then she slips into an old shoe. So we have a director for the Black Widow movie, which is going to be a prequel. It is Kate Shortland.
It's going to be a prequel, but it's during the Avenger time period, though, right?
I don't know.
I think it's between Avengers 1 and 2.
Okay.
Oh, so it's not like an origin story.
I don't think so.
I think that's what I would have wanted to.
Anyway,
that's what I would have preferred.
Would it be too dark?
Is an origin story?
Would it be too dark for Marvel?
Possibly.
Yeah, maybe that's.
Oh
why
yeah,
not
definitely,
doing it.
definitely.
That's probably why I won't do it.
So they said, while it's unclear how the plot will evolve from, the film will be written by Timers Jack Schaefer and will reportedly be a prequel set before the events of the first Avengers movie.
Okay, never mind.
Scarlett Johansson is expected to reprise her role as Natasha Romanoff. While it's unclear how the plot will evolve from there, it sounded like Johansson already had some ideas in mind. It's such a loaded question. Yes, I would want to in the right context and for the film to fit where I'm at, where I am in my life. I mean, I've played this character for a long time. It's been probably like 8 years or more, and so much has happened in my life as a performer, and happened in my life personally. I love playing the character, and I think there's definitely an opportunity to explore the widow as a woman who has kind of come into her own and is making independent and active choices for herself, probably for once in her life. You know, she hasn't always had that possibility, so if it fit that criteria, then yes, I would want to do it. So she may not do it. She may not do it.
So would you want her digitally faced?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. That's
Because
not
that's a continuity thing.
Yeah.
It is. It is, and it isn't. Like this kid that plays Solo doesn't bother me in the least. Obi-Wan doesn't bother me in the least. You know, like I enjoy both.
But there's a big time gap, though.
Sure, but
like
it's,
a young,
it's I don't.
young man.
But if they do this Kenobi movie, it might not be that much of a time gap.
Right. Then between Kenobi and Episode 4, it'd be the big difference.
Right, but it's I enjoy both actors' portrayal of that character, and they're kind of like two different experiences for me. And well, hello there.
Well, this is where it comes into conflict with
Several cannolis.
Because like this is the first time really that I feel like you are in conflict with your preference, which is the source material.
Yes, but I think I also enjoy performance.
Actors.
You know, and I think I also like it's almost like it pumps new life into the source material. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it does transition it.
and it needs to be true to it.
Yeah.
It can't negate the source
I
material.
mean, Robert Downey Jr. has forever changed Iron Man,
yes,
but he's also emulating the foundation that was established with Iron Man.
Ewan McGregor is in the spirit of Alec Guinness. You know, like it's not nothing he does shames that representation.
What if they? I mean, we haven't seen any pictures, right? What if they, put makeup on him to make him have a little bit more resemblance?
I can see them doing that.
Right?
I mean, at least in aging, I can see them doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I'm pretty sure I'm still going to be able to see Ewan McGregor's performance.
Okay. Because like, depending on how young they make Black Widow, I mean, she's a full-grown woman. Her face shouldn't look different. I guess it's like between Iron Man 1 and 2, we all accepted it between Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle. But it's been Don Cheadle for...
Yeah, but I was just happy that Terrence Howard was the fuck out of there. And then I had
Right.
Don Cheadle, who's like one of my favorite actors on the planet.
Right.
You know, like, so
You loved Howard, man.
I think had it gone the other way, I'm still not sure I'd forgive him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
still be like, get him the fuck out of here. Shrimp and pasta, whatever's fucking... It's hard out here for a pimp when you're bagging up this groceries and these shrimp. Let's see. So then we have prepare yourself. Convolution is coming. So this Joaquin Phoenix shit definitely happening.
The Joker, right?
It's gonna be terrifying.
He says, this is Phoenix's words, I think Todd Phillips is very impressive, and he seems to have a very interesting understanding of this world and what he's trying to say. And so there's something very appealing about that in working with him on this particular project. It feels unique. It is its own world in some ways, and maybe mostly it scares the fucking shit out of me or something. It might as well be the thing that scares you the most. 3 or 4 years ago, I called my agent and said, why don't they want to take one of these characters and just make a lower budget film about it, a movie about a character study, and why not take one of the villains? And I thought, you can't do the Joker because, it's just, you can't do that character. It's just been done. So I was trying to think of other characters, and he said, I'll set up a general meeting with Warner Brothers. And I said, I'm not going to go. I can't go to a general meeting. So I completely forgot about it. And so then I heard about the idea. I was like, oh, that's so exciting. That's the kind of experience I wanted to have with a movie based on a comic character. I felt like you could get something like that on screen. I wouldn't quite classify this as like any genre. I wouldn't say it's a superhero movie or a studio movie it feels unique. And I think more than anything, and probably the most important thing, is Todd seems very passionate about it and very giving, and so that's exciting. I think underneath the excitement of these films and the size of them, that these are incredible characters that are dealing with real-life struggles, and sometimes that is uncovered and exposed, and sometimes it isn't. And so I always felt like there were characters in comics that were really interesting and deserved the opportunity to be kind of studied. And so I think that's what Todd sees appealing about this idea. The film centers around the iconic arch nemesis and is an original standalone story not seen before on the big screen. Phillips' exploration of a man disregarded by society is not only a gritty character study, but also a broader cautionary tale.
I'm so glad that he thinks it's worthwhile, the character.
Yeah, I mean,
worthwhile.
I'll be honest, a lot of things that he says hit my buttons, like check my boxes all the way down.
Yeah, we'll see.
You know, I just being honest, like I'm not crazy about the idea, but just being objective, like a character study doesn't have to be a big spectacle, can be a little, you know, like this, like all that stuff, like speaks to me.
I don't want an origin story though. I never want an origin story of the Joker.
I would imagine it's going to be an origin story.
We should have never had an origin story to Wolverine.
I would imagine his origin will be told. I'm not sure if it'll be an origin story, but I will imagine his origin will be told. So, I don't know any other way they could do it.
So have we all given up on the idea of a cohesive DC cinematic universe?
I don't think the question is whether or not we've given up on it, but whether or not they've given up on it.
But we have, right?
I don't care.
I hadn't. You know, but it sounds like
it's already so convoluted with so many different.
I don't think it's convoluted.
Branches, right? No, not convoluted, but like
until this makes it that for sure.
Well, it can still be in canon because there's
too, right?
there's multiple multiple Jokers in canon now, so they could play off of that.
But I don't get the impression from reading that they are,
because we're changing Batman still, aren't we?
Well,
maybe
this week.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't.
I think a lot is going to depend on this weekend. I think this weekend is going to be very telling where Warner Brothers goes.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because of Aquaman?
No, SDCC, like just all the panel. They have a big panel lined up. They're the only ones that really participate anymore. Like Marvel doesn't really anymore.
Yeah.
Star Wars doesn't really anymore.
Maybe that'll help them. You know,
maybe
they'll get more attention.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was last year too. Last year, Marvel and Star Wars didn't participate.
Yeah. Disney was like, fuggy.
And then we had the Wonder Woman trailer and the Justice League trailer last year.
We shall see.
And then we have this note. Shazam news.
Oh, what is?
So we had the picture of him standing outside of the convenience store.
You know what it is, man.
You still like it?
Oh, well, wait! Don't do that. Don't do still like it. I've never been sure about it.
Are you sure you seem pretty?
When? You got to check the tapes.
When he was in the background, sipping his drink.
Yeah, I thought that was dumb. I thought he looked ridiculous where he was standing there.
That wasn't legit. Like somebody photoshopped that.
No, I'm saying the one where he like the scene, the set photos where he was just standing outside.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, like I was like, sometimes you have to see it in context, but this is like an official image, and it looks very similar to the paparazzi picture.
Yes.
So I don't know. There's also that it's this in the same article about this news. It says no Dwayne Johnson for Shazam is confirmed again.
No Dwayne Johnson?
Johnson said, I'm not in that one.
Oh, okay.
It's Shazam and Black Adam, and with the way DC Universe works, we should, in theory, meet up on the big screen, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows? That's a problem right now.
I mean, I've always been okay, but The Rock.
It's the shoes.
Staying the fuck out of it.
I mean, the whole thing, it looks almost too perfect.
It's G1 to a fault?
It's G1 to a fault.
It is, because it makes you realize how ridiculous that outfit is. And it's not like the textures don't look good or the muscles don't look good, but like it's going to depend on how he plays it. If the reason he looks so goofy, because that's an 8-year-old boy's ideal of what a superhero should look like, I can kind of get behind it.
If it's done well.
Mm-hmm. And if Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman are in that universe, and that's like who he's idolizing, I'm kind of okay with that. And how we can see the different, Captain Marvels through the ages all borrow elements from their culture. I might be all right with that. But it does look goofy, and it does look like they're trying to I feel like they're trying to capture a Guardians of the Galaxy vibe. You know what I mean? Mm.
Fun.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a fun romp.
Yeah. Oh, like he's having a Coke.
Yeah. Yeah. And poop jokes, giant turd jokes, and I just have to see it in the context. It's right now. It doesn't work in that world.
Trailer.
Yeah, right now I don't feel like
Yeah.
it works in that world, but I'd never thought that Guardians would do very well, and it's one of my favorite franchises now.
Right.
So I'm open. We'll see what happens. And I don't mind the actor. I think he looks the part.
Oh yeah, he looks great.
Yeah.
It's the suit. It's 100% the suit.
Yeah, because it's just too raff.
Well, for the people who like argue why things aren't spandex like in Marvel or any other popular superhero movies, you just point at that. I'm like, that's why they're not spandex. That's why they always add texture. They always add designs.
It's not spandex. It's textured as fuck.
But it looks like
it looks like
it
spandex.
looks like spandex.
Because he's got all the padded muscle stuff.
Right, but I'm saying that's the argument of
Did
why
you
they have
see
to
it?
change
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw
with
it.
the boots,
Yeah.
the booties,
Yeah.
the sandly booties.
All right, Joe, you have a question from Esteban from last week.
Okay.
He says, if it's not too intrusive, could you talk a bit about the planning process for your trip? My girlfriend and I really want to plan a trip to Japan and China. How long in advance did you begin planning? You said you paid for the flight with points. Is there a credit card you recommend using? Where did you stay? All of this would really help inexperienced travelers who listen as well as myself. Also, have you and your partner visited Disneyland, Tokyo, or Hong Kong?
Okay. So the second part of the question is no. I don't like Disneyland.
Dude, called it.
What?
We both said no. There's no way he did that.
Yeah. No, I'm not interested. The planning process really is.
Yeah, that's good. Go ahead.
Your trip.
Yeah, your trip.
So, yes, credit card wise, Chase preferred is pretty good. What you have to do is look for the credit cards. Sometimes in your mail, you think they're junk mail, but look at them. When they offer a shit ton of points, if it's American Express or Chase, look into it. So 75,000 points from Chase will get you a free two-way ticket.
So how much money do you have to spend for 75,000 points?
$3,000 in 4 months, I believe.
So you just spending $3,000, you get a free.
That shit I would buy anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
And how much is a flight?
A lot, depending on when. Because when you have points
Yeah,
and you get a ticket, you can get it anytime, even peak season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So peak season could be a couple $1,000s, whereas like
how much would your flight?
wintertime would
How
be
much should your
$500-$600
flight
at least.
have cost?
Huh?
How much should your flight have cost if you bought it? If you paid cash?
I think it was $1,400.
So for spending $3,000, you get basically half your money back in travel.
Yeah.
God damn, dude, I
It's,
need to
it's
get some
not only
points.
that, because a lot of these cards have a lot of bonuses too. So when you're buying
I
stuff,
got a Southwest card for that.
Really?
when you're buying stuff anyway, you're accumulating
Don't fly
points if you're using it right.
Southwest.
I don't blame you. It's probably the budget bracket I'm in.
Like a lot of time, gas is like 2 or 3 times points. Restaurants or grocery store.
Oh,
Like
okay.
there's a lot of incentives to it. You just got to look into it. For American Express, I think it's only 50,000 points for a round trip ticket.
Huh.
And so do look for anything that's like 100,000 points sign up bonus. Go for it.
Okay.
And staying wise, unfortunately, you're entering the game in a bad time. We stay at Airbnbs
Yeah.
there, and it's great. But because of the Olympics coming up, they've started cracking down this year. A lot of Airbnb being shut down because they're passing laws that
Really?
they're passing laws that give some criteria which makes it difficult for people to rent out their shit.
Huh.
But what happened with us is we've been renting from the same guy for
To
the
make it
past 2
difficult to
years.
grow that mustache?
Huh?
He's got like an evil villain mustache.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. It's like a thin
Yeah, my
Gomez
dad, my
mustache.
dad rocks a pinch.
I
A
mean,
pen,
yeah.
what they call it, a pencil stripe.
Yeah.
Pencil thin mustache.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
my-
but his is like a
That's
triangle. A little
like-
triangle.
Because this is always the last day before I shave. Because I shave for the first day of the work week, which is tomorrow. So this is as much as I grow in a week.
That's
I
nice.
mean, I wish I could grow at least a full fucking mustache or goatee, but I can't. This is
Dude,
this is
just
fucking-
you will one day.
Dude, just grow that.
Manchu.
One day you'll
When I
wake
wake
up
up
and
with
it'll
it-
just be established.
Dude, just grow that Fu Manchu out, man.
Yeah.
You should do it.
You can't.
Maybe you're just gonna.
I mean, if you grow, it'll get longer.
Will
Isn't
it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Some people also say you're supposed to grow hair in your face, and I don't have it.
Yeah. Where's that Portuguese blood you talk about sometimes?
It's the 2 brown ones here.
It's right there. That's it. That's all that. Maybe your shins.
We had another question when we were talking.
Are you done though? Before I interrupt you, he was talking about Airbnb. I fucked up. That mustache fucked me up.
Do look up Airbnb and because there are still ones that are active. I don't know about China, but in Japan it's gonna be a little bit harder. But we've been renting from the same guy that we're gonna start doing it under the table. We're just gonna give him PayPal money, and then stay there. But also don't make it hard on people if you do go. Like a lot of this Airbnb being cracked down is because of a lot of obnoxious foreigners bothering
douchebags.
residents. Because these are residents, right? Yeah. Everyone lives in apartment buildings. That's the way it is. So if you have people staying there that's fucking being loud and obnoxious. Right.
Yeah. We did an Airbnb in Washington when we went out there to Olympia. And dude, like it was a crazy house. It was like split in half, and we had like the front half. But dude, the lady had like cookies and muffins and water, and like the fridge was stocked with like snacks and shit.
Is that similar to where we stayed in San Diego as well? We stayed in a condo or something.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was before. That was before Airbnb.
Existed.
That was like apartment rentals or some shit like that. But that was a nice place too.
Yeah, they like rented it out for the summer to like people vacation.
Yeah. But I mean, it was. I mean, it's really nice. It's a good program. It sucks that people got to fuck it up because it's awesome for the people looking for space. It's awesome for the people who are trying to make some money off the property.
I mean, I did tell you, right? The only time I had trouble in the entire trip with obnoxious kids were Americans.
I knew you were going to say that.
No, it's serious. I mean, you see, I
saw
it's
believable to me.
2 weeks. You know, I see a lot of kids, a lot of fucking kids. But the only time at dinner where kids were running amok were Americans.
It was either going to be American kids or Chinese tourists.
Chinese tourists are loud, but they weren't as ridiculous as these kids.
Badass kids.
Last thing is also if you like, I have a pretty flexible schedule, so it helped. The first year I didn't do points. I started doing points.
You got pretty flexible morals too, if you know what I'm saying.
Look for flash sales. The first year we got a round trip ticket to and from Japan for $500.
Oh wow!
So yeah, that would help if you can just take off whenever you want, because that was like it was in May that I got this alert for June, but I'm in a spot where I can just take off 2 weeks whenever I want.
Joe, do you don't maintain any debt, do you?
Fuck no. Why would anybody? Like I owe
kids.
Because life.
I owe money in my house.
Huh?
I owe money in my house.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I have no credit card debt. My car is paid off. But I have to change cars at some point. But I paid it off. I try to pay off my car in under 2 years, 1 year if possible.
I need to get a new job.
Because interest and stuff, man, you're throwing money away.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah, no, I understand the concept.
Am I being racist?
Like alcohol doesn't help your liver. Yeah, no, I get it. I understand.
But yeah, I don't have kids, so it's my no kids privilege.
We had another question. Would you ever go vacation to Hong Kong?
Last time I went was 2014, but since I've gone to Japan, no, not anymore.
Do you have any resentment towards Hong Kong at all?
No, I have resentment towards China. Actually,
again.
Yeah.
But to be fair and honest and true to myself, I can't be, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. I would still be in Hong Kong, and I love it here.
Because how so?
96.
97. Yeah.
97.
Knowledgeable
enough.
white guy.
Close enough.
But Hong Kong was a British colony.
No. Yeah. I know, but why do you credit them? Like what did they?
Because Chinese take over,
and they allowed you to go.
No. The Chinese was taking over.
Yes.
Everyone's like, "Fuck, the Chinese are taking over."
Right.
We're happy to be under white people.
It's what people are saying today.
Yeah. Right. So like a lot of people fled, and between like the 80s up to 97, everyone who can leave did leave. So my parents fled here because we don't want to be fucking.
Oh, so because they forced your hand. Not.
Yeah,
I thought I was just trying to understand what you were saying.
Yeah,
I didn't know
want
if
to be
they.
Chinese.
I don't
want to be Chinese.
I didn't know if they allowed some leniency period of like, look, in the first week, if you want to go, you can go, and be like, well, I thank them because they allowed us to leave. You're saying because of the forceful takeover, or so to speak. Not, I mean, it wasn't by force, but because
the time was coming up.
The time was coming. It forced you to leave, so to speak.
My parents wanted to go to.
Okay, I get it. I understand what you were trying to say. I wasn't following. I got you.
Because like if I was back in Hong, I would have never gotten a license. I would have never gotten a car. I would never have a house. I wouldn't.
What do people do there?
Walk.
I mean, like.
What do you mean?
They never get a license, never get a car, just live with their family until they die.
Yeah,
and the kids
mean,
inherit the house.
3 generations in a room this big.
Oh.
It's normal. And I mean, public transportation is great. To be fair, like everyone who's actually driving is fucking up the system by making traffic.
But
there's not a lot of opportunities. I would have never gone to college. Because you had to fight to finish high school. Actually, like at 10th grade, you had to start taking.
Mortal Kombat.
You had to start taking placement tests because it's limited. To get into
I really want to get in round 1. It just comes out of nowhere. Like what?
And the next class, Joker's like tryouts. There's a full queue in there.
So here we go. I have another question for you, Joe.
I'm so popular this week.
Yeah, you're very popular this week. I'm just trying to find it.
Is it from Palsy? My Asian fellow yellow?
No.
Dude, this kid is cute as fuck, though, I tell you what.
Oh, here we go. No, it's from Mr. Stark. So I don't know if we had a conversation about the Sideshow thing last week. Sideshow got rid of the Sideshow customs or whatever, the forum about the customs. You don't know what I'm talking about. Let me I don't know if I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to bring you up to speed adequately enough to get you to answer this question, but I will.
Let me know the question at least.
So he said, "Hi, Bobby, Adam, and Joe. I just finished listening to the episode and wanted to say thank you for discussing the topic. I would have liked to hear Joe's opinion as well, but totally understand due to the circumstances that happened during the recording. Bobby, a heart goes out to you and your family. Thank you, Mr. Stark. That was very kind. To provide a little bit more insight on the Sideshow Freaks forum, this week they have officially removed Sideshow from the logo and now have a rebranded logo as Collector Freaks. The thing that sucks is now there are random ads on the website. I can understand that the site owner, Dave, needed to replace the revenue loss from the affiliate links, but it tarnishes the experience. Let me just read you because you're not going to be able to track it. But basically, Sideshow cracked down on third-party items and stuff and customizers like Rain Man and all those folks. Yeah. And it has affected their sponsorships and such, which other sites that have been like big community pieces and so on and so forth. But I'll see if I can. I mean, it makes sense. Like,
that's what we figured it was.
Like
right?
there was a Takara forum. I'm sure they don't want people talking about the KOs.
I said I'm not sure if you follow any of the discussions, but recently site owner on Sideshow Freak, site owner Dave posted about how Sideshow Collectibles forced him to remove the custom forums, meaning any discussion surrounding custom figure creation. Mm-hmm. So gone. Yeah. Just the opportunity to talk about it is gone. Sideshow Freaks has been sponsored by Sideshow Collectibles for years, and anytime there's a new hot toy or statue up for pre-order, it has been customary to click on one of the affiliate links in the thread and proceed to pre-order. This helps pay for a portion of running the Sideshow Freaks. Many Sideshow Collectible employees would also be in the threads talking about new stuff or running promotions, especially for events like Spooktacular. Sideshow Freaks and Sideshow Collectibles complemented each other very well.
Right.
Dave closed down the custom forum thread, and Sideshow still pulled their business and killed the affiliate links. Dave is also going to be changing the name of the site and logo to remove Sideshow from the name, so instead of Sideshow Freaks, it will be Collector Freaks. All of this is crazy to me since I've been part of the forum for many years. It's sad that Sideshow is so large at this point they can do anything they want and don't care about a site like this, who was around before Facebook or any other social media. Many of us, like me, have spent a considerable amount of time on this site, and without it, would never even knew of Hot Toys or customizers like Rain Man and Nimmy, whatever his name. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I know you like to talk about 1/6 collecting on NRR from time to time, even if it isn't that. So, not sure if this was something you'd want to discuss.
I mean, I understand where Sideshow is coming from, but they're shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, like, because they're getting something from it too. They're getting traffic. Like, I don't. But I understand why they want the customs talk to shut down, because you can't talk about customs without talking about third-party items.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, so I feel like this is very different than the. Maybe it's not, but I feel like it's different than the third-party Transformer scene, because, like, theoretically, Takara would do a set of Insecticons, but I don't feel like Sideshow is ever going to do Forrest Gump.
Yeah. But if you get the Tom Hanks head that they did from
whatever.
Castaway.
Yeah, or I mean, some of these
could do
guys
your-
they're sculpting their own.
Yeah.
You know, but like,
And you're still buying like, I mean, it's just a.
Yeah, because it's not a KO product.
No.
They're
Yeah.
not more KO. They're more customs. It's not like
Right.
you can buy this Captain
Right.
America instead.
Right. No,
So
not
I
at
don't.
all.
I don't know why they.
And
they
the
did
marketplace nobody can build 50 million of these things to sell and flood the market. So you're talking about one-off original pieces.
and they're $1,000 pieces. So
Yeah.
not everybody's. I mean, I want that Dracula.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
Bad, but Hot Toys isn't making a Bram Stoker's Dracula now, 20 some years after the fucking thing came out.
30 some years.
Is it 30?
Yeah, probably.
I think we were teenagers, right?
I don't know. I'll Google it.
Yeah, I don't know either. But like, it doesn't matter. A big fucking gap of time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, unless they're talking about KO items, there's no reason for that shit.
and they priced me out. You know, so like, I'm a person that is interested,
Yeah.
and Hot Toys isn't fulfilling my demand for it.
Yeah.
The license probably isn't even that profitable for Hot Toys to produce the amount of units maybe that they would need to be profitable from it. And then on top of that, they priced me out anyway. So like, I can't even like, I can't enjoy it anyhow. All I can do is enjoy pictures.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I don't know.
It's petty. They kind of like, if you want to talk about other people's stuff, do it on your own time. Do it on your own space.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit. I mean, especially after he complied and pulled.
Right.
Like,
Right.
After that, there was no reason for them to do it other than to be petty.
Right.
Petty as fuck.
And when you start gatekeeping a community,
It
Starts
makes it
to fall
worse.
apart.
life finds a way.
Yeah. I think it makes you build resentment too.
Yeah.
So people who might not have been interested in a knockoff product might now be interested in just to fucking say fuck you.
Yeah.
Or fuck you. Fuck you.
Dude, that song is
Fuck
rocking.
you. Fuck you. Fuck you. It was 1992. 1992. That's still fucking
That's almost 30.
26 years ago. It's crazy.
It's a grip. And that's it for questions. We have one little Star Wars note. So thank you for joining us, Joe. Otherwise, we have no Q&A today.
It was just
Dude, it does seem that whenever you're not here,
We get all the Joe
yes,
questions.
Yeah,
it does
yeah.
seem like that.
just bullshit it and do it anyway.
So just it's real short. Just that Obi-Wan Kenobi standalone filming is set for Belfast in April 2019.
It's working.
Well, hello there.
It's working.
So yeah, that's it.
Cool. 2019.
Yeah.
I'll be here
Wait,
before
when
you
is
know
it coming out though? 2020.
Probably 21.
My guess is 2020,
Wait, when is 9 coming out?
2019.
Okay, then yeah.
No, wait, 2019. Yeah, 2018 is this year. 2019.
Is this a year away?
Yeah, next December.
Are they filming it yet?
I don't think so. I think so. I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, so it makes sense to be 20.
I don't think they have. I think they're doing pre-production.
Yeah, they may not be.
Yeah.
Like, they can make a turnaround that fast?
Yeah.
Like, under a year?
Yeah, I mean, well, April. No, then it would be December of 2020, so it'd be a year and a half.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about episode 9.
Oh no. Yeah, that's
done.
December of I mean that's December of 2018. So they still
19.
19.
I'm sorry. Yes, so they still have a year from December of this year. So the filming will be done this
Yeah, like
year.
8 weeks.
You know,
or so.
and the film will probably
12
be done.
weeks.
The film will probably be done by next July or August, and then they'll sit on it for 3 fucking months and drive
Drive
me
you
bonkers.
crazy. Yeah.
Okay. I
Work
guess I
me
just
up into
don't-
a little frenzy, Joe.
I guess I just don't know how long movies take. I would have thought like a huge movie like this takes a lot longer than a year to make. With
Dude,
all the
it used to.
post-production.
It used to.
Like I would think it'd take
Yeah.
at least a couple of years.
Yeah, well, shooting is usually like 60 to 90 days. Like it's inside of 2 to 3 months tops,
Yeah.
and that's for like a big production.
6 to 8 weeks usually.
You know, so like
Well, you had to build the sets and all that shit. But now
Yeah.
there's so much
but that's
computer
all
stuff
that's all
nowadays.
pre-production stuff though. So
Yeah.
that's not actual.
They're
shoot.
building sets now.
Yeah, I would imagine because they've already rented out the space over in that British fucking
In London.
hangar that they always use. But yeah, yeah. I'm looking. Have you seen that? Did we talk about that video footage where that guy's compiled of the Ray versus the
Oh yeah,
rock
we have
fight
not.
versus that's pretty fucking
fucking
awesome.
That's crazy.
And you know what's awesome is like she's fighting someone that's not there, and he's fighting
Yeah,
someone that's not there.
The movements are so basically for those of you who didn't listen, they're showing Kylo's battle with Luke and Ray practicing that rock, and they do the
they
exact
mirror one another.
same moves, even to cutting through the rock and cutting through the ghost of Luke.
Yeah,
Or the projection.
Fucking viewing did it take? You've watched it a lot and you never noticed.
never
it.
noticed
Yeah.
it.
See, stuff like that, I do get a little hard on that
Yeah.
somebody thought that much through. But and again, that goes back to like, you know, that one scene where Rey's fighting and it looks like Palpatine fighting.
Yeah. Or
Anakin. And so maybe,
but there is that scene where she looks like Palpatine also.
Yeah, maybe there's.
You know, it reminds me of my grandma. Like, you know, somehow, like, cause she would like, she would do that. Like, if I was like whatever, like, you know, like going after the bacon because it was frying too much. Like, get it, like, you know. Like,
oh yeah.
You know, like.
But what if like one of her powers is just tap into that Force experience of somebody else? Maybe that's the only power she has.
Yeah.
Like she
That's
just
why she's
tap
so
it.
good so fast.
Yeah,
she's just using somebody else's moves.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You ever remember the show Heroes? How the main character Peter, would steal the powers of whoever he was around.
Yeah,
and then like he learned how to keep them.
I mean, like Taskmaster. That's what he does, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he watched you fight, and he can fight better than
he can mimic it.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So shout out to the Cool Table Network, Shadowcast Uncut, End of the Realm, Beer and Bolters, Stasis Lock, Plastic Fanatics, Toy Detox, Building Up to It, Breaking the Mold, Fresh Communications, and the rest of the Nerd Rage team. Dante on Facebook, Raul on Instagram, and Black Phillip and Manny helping us with some other stuff, and then Phil on Twitter, who's been he's getting like
where is he?
Yeah, he's working. He's getting like big people following him, like
nice.
Big sites and stuff. Like it's pretty interesting to watch it grow. Like I love watching people do, you know, like start participating in something and like just watching that shit grow.
All right,
so to speak.
And sometimes you like to watch it grow.
That's a fact.
All right, and with that said, great tits,
flappy labius,
tight dick player.